Well, hello there, fellow night horrors, and welcome to our Chronicle of Darkness, No Time for Reality. I am Tyler, Elder Checkos Online, and I will be your storyteller for this chronicle. We are Vorpal Tales, and we have a variety of terrifying tales and awesome adventures we play every week, Sunday to Friday, all at 9 p.m. Eastern. For our other terrifying tales, check out Kimchi's Grimdark Chronicles on Thursdays, and Tales of Terror and Damnation run by me on Sundays. We also have awesome adventures on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Come check out our calendar for more, which you can find on our website at vorpaltales.com. You'll also find all our social media links to our Discord to come hang out, YouTube links for past episodes, and last but not least, coming soon, links to your favorite podcast where you can also find us.
Yes.
Special thanks tonight to Onyx Path Publishing for always having their players' backs and all the support they give us, and for making another great supplement for us to use. In this case, the Contagion Chronicle. Thanks to Astral Tabletop, who make the virtual tabletop we use for all of our games, and to my brother at N8Mid for crafting the custom sheets we use in Astral and that you too can use in Astral. Night Horrors, tell everyone who you are and who you're playing in this story.
Hi, I'm Sean at Space Lord PJs. I'm playing Macintosh, the Hunter.
Hey everybody, I'm Ever. My pronouns are they, them, and tonight I will be playing Kellyock. Oh yeah, you can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever. Tonight I will be playing Kellyock, the creepiest changeling I have ever experienced.
And I am Dwayne. You can find me on the internet at Made of Kimchi. Tonight I will be playing Brandon/Camilla, pregnant and in pain.
And I am Devin. You can find me online at Sort of Sullied, and tonight I will be playing the Mage Ian.
And I am Patrick. I run the internet @PattyShakes_. I am back from my bout with a brief relationship with the porcelain goddess, and I'm playing Donovan, the beast.
And with that, we'll have Father Donovan give us a recap on the events of the last session.
Oh, come on now. That's not fair.
I got to do it last week.
Well, you should do it again this week.
Oh,
Dwayne's dying and showed up anyways.
Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, shots fired. Holy crap.
Didn't think the viewers wanted to see the shot of my bathroom, but okay.
I do.
No, you didn't. Okay, so feel free, everyone, to jump in here. Session started with combat. There was Dementors blocking off the aisle we were on in the cleaning aisle due to Camilla being like, we should go to the cleaning aisle. And everyone like, okay, we're here. What now? Oh, I don't know. I just felt like it. Immediately, the T-Rex knocked over some shelving and swallowed up Donovan. And Donovan was just like banging away in the ribcage, and T-Rex is like, peace, I'm out, and started running away. So then our heroes were like, well, what do we do here? We don't really know. Like, our powers are kind of wonky or maybe not working at all. So Camilla entered into a contract with Kellyock to stop being affected by the contagion. And that contract was basically you must eat a spider made from Kellyock every day. And Camilla foolishly said yes. So, I'm sure none of those spiders are venomous or anything like that, but that's fine. So then Camilla was able to see through the contagion. The team then did some stuff which involved, at one point, Camilla using a power that made her so that she was not actually there but had left, and then Ian used all the electricity in the building to zap Ferris, and Kellyock threw some sun bolts, and Mac shot his gun, and Ferris was like, screw you guys, I'm awesome.
Oh no, but this is the reason I wanted you to go this far, and then I was going to stop you. The part.
Okay, perfect.
So the supervillain reveal drove you crazy because you weren't there. That's what I need you to tell the audience.
Yeah, the supervillain was like, "Ha, I'm the supervillain, and here's also the person that I'm actually working to bring about." At one point, Camilla chased the dinosaur after being removed from the scene because they weren't actually there, and met with an angel, the same corrupted angel that was at the bridge when we blew it up, and inadvertently helped the contagion. And was like, "Yo, what's up? You should totally like join forces with me." And Camilla's like, "I don't know, man. You're kind of like corrupted and whatnot." And he's like, "Yeah, corrupted for like my new favorite god, named I forget the name. There was something about Rockney or something like that, or guitar.
Rockney.
I remember the joke. I remember that you played the guitar on your knee.
Ion Arakith or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I believe.
All right, Patty, you're good now. Now the rest of them.
Hold on.
Story.
Hold on. The
Did you get farther in the video?
Well, no, I got farther than that. But my favorite line was, "It is a tool that my new god will use to enter this world."
Yes.
And I was just like, "Oh, cool." So Donovan's gone because of food poisoning. All of a sudden, there's new gods being introduced. That's great.
Knee Rocketh is the name of the monster.
At the same time, Ferris is like, "I'm just gonna open up my throat and kill myself because my god's awesome," and everyone's just like, "What?"
And then you got arrested.
Yes, the contagion then started to dissipate, and I was left with the bones of a stolen Tyrannosaurus Rex, and they're just like, "It must be the priest. Get him." To be fair, I was around the bones, but like, that sounds like the usual good old police work where we know and love. And then I'm gonna let you guys take it from there because it gets shady, it gets hazy because I was watching and I was like, wow, I should really take a nap before tonight. And then all the next thing I know, I had taken a nap. So
now the audience has seen behind the scenes of Vorpal Tales when we don't do recaps that are written down.
See what happens when I don't write the recap? Everything just goes to shit, apparently.
You can never be late.
It goes to the Contangels.
Yeah.
So, I'll fast track the rest. Basically, after that, it was revealed that Ferris had already set up to make you the fall guys, to make it look like both of your to make it look like the good guy faction. Set up this whole thing against the bad guy faction and was paying Ferris to disrupt their organization. So that now Naglfar's army thinks that
Zero
Hour set all this up to take them down. So now the open warfare has slowly died down over the rest of the evening once everyone realized Ferris was dead. But it's entered a Cold War state, and both of your factions have ordered you to assassinate the other half of your group.
Mm-hmm.
To which all of you basically refused, essentially removing yourselves from your factions. Left alone and cold in the dark, you decided to call the owner of your bar and discover, oh, she's a member of a mysterious new faction you've never heard of, and came to visit. And Dwayne, amusingly, considering...
Oh, she came to visit?
Yeah.
Yes, and Dwayne, amusingly, considering why you weren't here, food poisoned the dinner because he botched the roll.
I did.
Bringing real life to the game. I like it.
Hey. Ian was all about, buying it because he was like, we don't know jack about this. There's like 3 within 20 minutes of us.
Right. We knew that'd just be worse though, because you can't just like go out and buy it. It's the homemade, even
Correct.
if it's terrible,
Correct.
Except it wasn't terrible, it was delicious.
She was able to cure you all of your food poisoning, however, using something she referred to as Pythian Alchemy, and introduced herself, and by extension you, as members of Pythian Witches, the mysterious new faction. There's going to be a time jump of about 48 hours between last session and this session to account for the time in which she has indoctrinated you into the faction, first of all, and taught you the ways of their cool new superpower, which will be your new vector that all of you share.
So are we
Also time for Patty to get bailed out of prison.
Are we the Pythian Witches, or are we the Pythians of
Pythians of Dacia is the official name.
Okay.
Pythian Witches, Pythian Wonder Workers, Pythian Warlocks, just Pythians will work for shorthand.
Uh-huh.
The vector is called Pythian Alchemy.
1 dot.
That is correct. Pythian Alchemy is the vector of transformation. In the Contagion Chronicle, you notice all the vectors have a purpose, somehow related to various contagions. The first dot of Pythian Alchemy is equivalent exchange. I'll give you all time to write this down anywhere you like. Notes is probably easiest in Astral.
All right.
Pythian Alchemy?
Yep. First dot vector is equivalent exchange, correct. This is a sworn faction, not a false faction.
Did we lose our other vectors since we're no longer part?
No, because you paid for them, they still exist. And
Nice.
we'll do a refresh of that too, because we need to give the correct vector to Keliak and I want to say Brandon, but it's Camilla.
Camilla.
Yeah, it turns out you guys were bad guys the entire time.
Good job making
I'm sure,
good life
I'm
choices.
sure Brandon knew that.
Everyone looks at Keliak with a lack of surprise.
Pikachu face.
Okay, equivalent exchange. The first rule of Pythian Alchemy is you cannot get anything without giving something. Energy doesn't die, it's merely transformed. All Pythian Alchemy is expressed in the form of the top shelf, at least for this game. In the top shelf of your bar.
Wait, hold on. Just real quick before you get into this. That dot of top shelf brewing I had, do I get to...
It's different.
It's different, okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. That comes in later. That comes into Story Night, which is not going to be part of Pythian Alchemy. That's unique to this game.
Gotcha.
But basically, she teaches you how to brew a concoction that, when consumed, grants you the ability to do strange things with reality. In the case of the bar, the modern way to brew concoctions is to create a shot of alcohol. Drink it, get a little drunk, enjoy the power rush. However, you as individual characters can describe your concoctions any way you want, considering it's not a material component that's lame. It's just when you use the power, part of what you do is the first time you learn a new dot, you have to drink as a group. You have to toast and drink your concoction. So each of you will be allowed to describe it how you want it. Keliak's could be a fey concoction. Donovan's could just be scotch. Max's probably looks like Guinness. It doesn't matter.
So we can have our concoctions do anything we want within reason?
No,
Okay.
They can look like what you want them to look like. They all do the same thing.
Oh, okay. What do they do?
The law of equivalent exchange is to get something, you must give something, and to cause something, there must be an effect. Therefore, you can use this to manipulate reality at the lowest level. Meaning, if directly or indirectly, an entity that you consider to be hostile to you causes a tilt or condition to you, you are then able to return the favor by giving them back an equal or opposite tilt or condition. Or, alternatively, you can just cause a tilt or condition on an enemy in exchange for reality giving you an equal or opposite tilt or condition. As long as the condition or tilt affects the one, it affects the other. For instance, and this can be very, very metaphysical. For instance, Keliak can make things really cold, causing a cold tilt that causes you to lose speed and take penalties. If Keliak did that to Donovan, if Keliak was the enemy, Donovan can then activate equivalent exchange to give Keliak a heat tilt to give them a heat stroke for the same amount of time that Donovan is affected by extreme cold. However, it can also get metaphysical, and it could be that the supervillain, who's now dead, let's say that you hadn't made friends with Jennifer, and he put her on your tail, and she was chasing you to kill you. That's a long-term condition called hunted. Still a condition, caused by him, though indirectly. Therefore, you would be able to sense that through the concoction, through equivalent exchange, and return to him a long-term condition that involves other people. So, anytime I give you a tilt or condition, you can try to use this, and if it's caused by your enemies directly or indirectly, you can return the favor. Or you can just give them tilts and conditions, and then you get something back that I decide.
Okay, I was just about to say, you decide which one we take.
Yeah. You can also let me decide which one they get if you don't want to look them all up and scan through the book.
Yep.
So, you cannot give each other conditions in this way to attain beats. You also cannot get beats from the condition you receive by cursing someone else.
Fair.
Can we use this to superpower each other? Can I give Keliak a beneficial condition, and then choose to take a beneficial condition myself?
You can only use them on hostile targets,
Okay,
not friendlies.
What if
Roger.
Keliak ate the last of the moon pies?
No, it has to be someone that you want to cause extreme and long-term harm to.
Well, if Keliak
Okay.
ate the last of the moon pies, I mean...
Nope. Denied.
So as in last time where Keliak was dominated, not then either.
Correct.
Okay.
However, we'll get to that in a second. That does come up. So, if you were the target of a tilter condition and you want to return the favor, it takes one action, and you roll Wits plus Craft or Wits plus Pythian Alchemy for those of you who don't take crafts, looking at you, Mac.
I have crafts now.
I know you do now. I'm just picking on you. So, Wits plus
I also would
Craft
like to
or
point
Wits
out-
plus Pythian Alchemy, whichever's higher for you at the time.
I'm also going to point out that Keliak actually did eat all the moon pies.
Well, I mean, I didn't believe you, but Keliak doesn't actually eat.
Fed them to the spiders, probably. Spiders like chocolate, and they're good little pets.
I don't know.
Spiders
man.
do love moon pies.
Mm-hmm. It's a known fact. On a botch of that roll, I assigned a random tilt to you. Now you have 2 tilts or 2 conditions, and the bad guy gets nothing.
Ooh.
As
We
usual, on a fail, you can make it a botch for a beat, in this case.
Okay.
I'm assuming a fail, nothing happens.
On a fail, it just doesn't work. On a
Yeah.
critical success, you get to apply 2 tilts or conditions in return.
Well,
Or, alternatively, double the duration. Theirs last longer than yours.
And crit fail is just you get the negative tilt, I presume, or something.
No, crit,
I just said the crit
was
fail,
you
which
get
is-
2.
You get 2. You get double.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you want to initiate a tilter condition and take the karmic retribution, you roll Wits plus Craft or Wits plus Pythian Alchemy with a single action again, but you also must spend willpower, 1 point.
Mm.
And the same thing for the roll. Critical fail, you get double, they get nothing. A failure, nothing happens. On a success, you afflict them with double, but you still only get regular. And like I said before, you cannot gain beats by resolving the conditions you get because you curse someone else.
Gotcha. Okay.
And last but not least,
That's
with
pretty
any
dope.
other Pythian, you can use equivalent exchange to exchange abilities for one scene. To do so, no dice rolls required, but each person must spend a point of willpower. This only works for pairs. One person exchanging with another person. For one scene, the exchanged ability works. For the opposite people, you can only either grant passive abilities or abilities that require fuel. So in other words, Devin can't let you cast spells because that comes from his soul. He can't show that to you because you're not awakened. You can't just give that away. Magic doesn't have a fuel source. It doesn't cost him anything to cast a spell except Paradox. However, Keliak's power is fueled by glamour. You can temporarily teach Donovan how to tap into the weird for a scene. Also, Devin's ability to sense magic that's always on, he could grant you that. That's a passive ability. If the person you're trading with doesn't have a fuel source, that person will use willpower to fuel the abilities.
So Mac.
oh dear.
Yeah.
What?
Mac and Devin.
Wait,
Devin
I
doesn't
can
use fuel.
I can make Mac part beast for it a little bit. Ooh.
So mana doesn't count.
Correct, because mana isn't used to fuel a thing. It's
Okay.
used to power up the thing.
Empower, yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
I assume both parties need to agree.
Yeah, this cannot be done by force.
I have a what can
And
I?
this doesn't take an action. This takes like a full 5-10 minutes. It's a little ritual you'll do.
What would I trade with somebody else?
The way your hunter is built, you really wouldn't. but if you were the kind of hunter who's conspiracy granted magical or supernatural upgrades, or like the demon
Like
hunters who supply
Baptiste.
demon parts, yeah,
Mhm.
like Baptiste, you could.
Okay.
You,
Like
you can only really.
any of Baptiste's like ghost abilities he had.
However,
So, like get rid of ghosts.
So I could lend
Right.
out like some really good welding training, or how to organize a union and get people
No.
involved and socially
if
network.
do
you,
a-
if
how
you
to do
want
a
to be
strike.
involved, if you want to be involved in the trade, it costs you 2 willpower, and you pay them with force of will.
Everybody just gets really angry and old.
No, it's
Oh.
willpower. You pay 2 points of willpower. They get to use 1, and which means if you're down a point, you replenish a point from Mac paying you for your power. For the
Okay. So basically, it's free for the other person then. right.
If you're already full, though, it doesn't help you any. You still
Wait,
have to pay double.
explain that to me again. What happens?
We
You
steal
pay
your
2 willpower. They only pay you 1. You pay them 2. That's your exchange. You give them willpower.
Oh,
Yeah, basically,
wait.
because it costs each person 1 willpower. So
just a
it's basically, we
willpower
would
well?
give you our ability. Well, kind of, yeah. We would give you our ability for free for us, basically, because
Right.
we just get that willpower back. So it's a net 0 willpower for any of us, and then costs you 2 willpower. But you
Right.
get whatever awesome ass ability we're giving you.
Correct. Patrick gets it.
Huh.
They can basically give you something cool for a scene for free. However, of course, the downside is while that ability is gone, you can't use it because the other person has it in its entirety.
Okay, I have a question. Because me, could they? I have 2, 4, 6. Okay, could I literally give up 6 willpower to get 3 different abilities at once and just be like
No.
a god?
It's 1
Because
for
you
1.
can't do more than 1 per ritual, and the ritual takes 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Meaning, it only lasts for a scene. The ritual is the scene, so
Okay.
the first
It's a
one expired
and it's a
before-
one-time use, right? Like he gets to use
No,
the
it lasts
ability
for the
once.
entire scene.
Oh, okay, okay.
However, what he's saying wouldn't work because the ritual itself is a scene. So
Right.
the first power would expire at the moment the second power is granted.
Okay.
However, if this was in print, which it will be eventually, yeah, the GM could say you could stack them that way if you wanted to. Depends on
And
how
then-
the GM wants to define scene.
And then you just die.
Well,
You,
I have all
if you run out of,
these.
if you run out of willpower, you become fatigued. You'd just be really tired.
I have all these charisma-based powers, Max. So whenever you're ready to seduce Jennifer, got you.
Other things that cannot be transferred are things that are inherent to the creature. So, for instance, Dwayne can't loan Going Loud because none of you are cyborgs inside. Devin can't loan magic because you're not awakened. Patty.
My
you
birthrights, probably.
can- Correct. Birthrights
Okay.
won't transfer. And
That's a shame.
for,
Those are pretty badass.
for Keliak, you can't give them the ability to go in and out of the hedge. Because they're not actually changelings. Fae.
Can give us spiders though.
Yes.
I imagine I wouldn't be able to also give layer traits then, right? Because that's inherent to me.
Only if
Like,
they're in the
that's-
layer, and then yes, you could.
Well, okay,
They're
so I
in the
actually
layer with you.
well, no, so I actually learned this going through. Layer traits are something I can use in this world as well. Like I can whatever layer traits I take, I can use them to affect the world around me, which is super dope. I thought it was just a defense mechanism for being in my layer, but I can also affect as long as there's something that kind of goes like so. One of my layer traits is poor lighting. I can make like if I had been here for that fight, the first thing I was going to do was just make it completely dark for him. Just like you can't see. I just learned that. I was reading through the Beast book again. That's super cool.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the default things that happen in your layer that don't happen to you, but do happen to other people. You could give them that. And no, powers, no, because again, that's intrinsic to you being a beast.
Gotcha. It's basically like my atavisms, my nightmares. I could give them.
You can give atavisms and nightmares, and any passives. Keliak could give contracts and passives. Devin really can only give his mages have a few default sensing abilities they have to sense mysteries and when creepy shit's nearby. That he could give. Dwayne can give embeds and exploits.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
I actually cannot. Actually, can I give embeds?
Yes. Embeds will transfer, but not going loud.
Okay.
Even if the embed requires a cybernetic enhancement, they would gain it first.
Okay.
Super cool.
Edges, because all vectors have edges, as in they have a specific little extra thing for certain supernaturals. For beasts, changelings, deviants, and werewolves, meaning Keliak and Donovan. Equivalent exchange of emotions is extra potent for you. Pythians with this edge can use an action to activate equivalent exchange as described above in response to someone else you consider an ally, gaining a tilter condition if that tilter condition manipulates emotions such as obsession or addiction. So if Mac gets hit with Dominate like Keliak did, and this is why I said come back to this, Devin, Keliak could react for Mac in response to the enemy. Even though Mac can't because he's dominated, so somebody can still get revenge.
Nice.
So if the tilter condition is emotion-based, you can whiplash for the person being affected, even if it's not you, but they are your ally.
How come Mac couldn't do it?
Because that's not what Mac's core thing is. Oh, you mean how come he couldn't whiplash? Because he's dominated at that moment. In that example.
Which means he can't do harm to the person, including activating the vector. Okay.
If it was an emotional, if it was like addiction, if somebody kidnapped him and pumped him full of heroin, yeah, you could both equivalent exchange the person who did it to.
Oh, okay. So it would allow for an additional.
Right. Double whammy.
Okay.
Also, it's pretty hard to dominate Mac because he's built against that.
Yeah, but there's lots of emotional tilts and conditions you're not built against. This will come in handy because if both of you do it when it affects Camilla, Ian, or Mac, that would be the rule of threes. 3 times worse on that bad guy.
Yeah,
I was about to say.
I'm excited for that.
Like if it's like if it's affecting say Mac, could Kaliak and I both do it?
Correct.
And would it be a willpower expenditure still?
No, because they attacked Mac.
Okay.
You only spend willpower if you activate the person.
Okay, all right.
Mages, mummies, incinerators, which means Devin. Exchange of enlightenment. Pythians with this edge can use an action to do what I just explained to them. Attack someone back on behalf of that person if that person's tilt or condition muddies clarity of thought, such as madness or false memories. So if it messes with their ability to perceive reality, very useful in this campaign, you can react for them, Devin. And last but not least, demons, hunters, Prometheans, and vampires. So, Dwayne and Sean, exchange of solitude. Hell is other people for these monsters, in the words of the author of the Contagion Chronicle. Pythians with this edge can use an activation to activate equivalent exchange if someone else you consider an ally is affected with a tilter condition involving other people, such as enslaved or hunted.
Say that again?
If the tilter condition affects someone that's your ally and it involves other people, you can react for them, even though it's not affecting you.
The tilter condition affects another ally.
That involves other people.
Yeah.
What is that?
Tilter conditions that require more than one person, like hunted. Hunted means someone's hunting you. That's 2 people affected.
2 people are okay. I gotcha. And I can reverse that, or I can
No, you can
do the
whiplash.
whiplash thing.
All right, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So you would take the condition and then give them another one in exchange.
Which, in the case of hunted, I mean,
might as well, right? I mean,
right.
If one person in our party's hunted, I mean, might as well become hunted too. Like we're all being hunted.
Why not? Everybody's doing it.
and now since we're talking about vectors and their slightly complex nature, we're going to go over the ones you already have. We haven't been using a lot to remind you because you don't lose the old ones. You still paid the XP. You still learned how to do the thing, even though you got kicked out of the team. So, quick refresh for 0 hour, the intel vector. And then we're going to talk about the one we were doing wrong because we didn't realize Nagelfire's army were the bad guys.
No, that was totally a story choice by the DM.
Yeah, no, that was purely calculated.
Yeah.
Warning imagery. 1 dot power that Ian and Mac have.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Where is that?
You have it, Ian?
No.
Can you paste it in the Discord for Ian? I'm gonna shorthand it for the audience.
I think I have
it
a.
too, right?
You have it?
I have a really shitty shorthand version of it.
All right, you were in that group, Patty. I forgot. Yeah, so yeah. Either of you that have it that can send it to Devin, I'm going to shorthand it for the audience. Basically, it's a slight precognitive ability to sense when danger is coming. It's akin to a spider sense. Theoretically, you can detect any ambush or sudden attack from a supernatural source within the scene you're in, and conjure up a shared mental sensation or image and share it with all party members in your faction up to 100 yards away, meters.
Which we totally should have done that before, like while we're in the parking lot. Like instead of me going, "Hey, you little bitch, let's fight," we should have been like, "Let's use this thing so we know where the danger is."
I really liked your "Hey, little bitch." That was.
I did too. Absolutely, I enjoyed that.
I did too until I got struck with lightning.
I mean,
here's how this
tactical
works mechanically.
part. We should have done that.
Yes, could have used this several times, including when Max car. Yeah. So here's how this works mechanically. Ian, cost of willpower. You must declare you're doing this before you enter the scene, and then you must be able to stop and clear your mind using an instant action. It can't happen while you're getting shot at. Dice pool. No roll to get the warning, but you must roll wits plus expression to broadcast the vision to the rest of the party.
You're gonna have to post that, Tyler, because I actually have an ability that does that, and that's what I was thinking of.
It lasts 1 scene.
We also have I wrote a pact boon, like.
Yeah,
we can take damage for each other. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's not related to the.
Okay.
That's for our oath.
Now for Keliak and Camilla, your vector is Contagion.
What?
Bad guys. The level 1 power of Contagion vector is Purge Weakness.
Oh, yeah.
You need to focus on you. Forget all those covenants, orders, crews, and courts. Hell, forget about the other members of the False. Sure, it's great to hang out with like-minded people, but when you get right down to it, it's all about you. All those tribes, families, and guilds don't help a whole lot when you still can't walk in sunlight or cast magic without paradox. But the Contagion can help you. So, the way this works is you spend a willpower, sacrifice your leftmost health box, which is optional. So put that down for Keliak and Camilla. The health box thing is optional, but it's worse for you if you don't do that.
Oh, okay.
After doing that, you spend a willpower. And if you sacrifice the health box, that's permanent. You injure yourself permanently for 1 point of lethal damage.
Mm-hmm.
And for the duration of that scene, you're immune to that thing. A vampire could walk in sunlight. A mage could do whatever with no paradox. A werewolf would not initiate the delirium. You become immune to whatever your built-in weaknesses. You could go loud, Dwayne, and not blow your cover.
Oh.
That would have been handy.
Oh.
Now the catch here is the willpower loss is permanent. The power only lasts for a scene. You don't ever get that permanent lethal damage back without outside intervention. Meaning if you use this more than once, you keep losing permanent health boxes.
So
because it's so powerful.
I have it as storyteller can decide that the false is unable to leave the scene, blah, 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 blah.
I don't. Whatever that was doesn't matter.
Oh, it says
the one we were using before was wrong.
Okay, lost health box is only recoverable if the character acquires a contagion-related condition.
Yeah, no, that's not this.
Apply? Okay.
Nope.
So,
if you want immunity to your weakness for a scene, you pay for that forever. But that's real powerful. You wouldn't be worrying about giving birth to the Antichrist right now if you'd use that.
yeah.
Who's worrying?
And Keliak, for instance, could unleash all of the glamour and pull you all into the hedge and spend a year in there and never risk madness or loss of clarity.
Oh, I actually have a lore question.
Yes.
Okay, so Camilla, the god and the machine and angels are assholes. Demons are fallen angels. If we were to give birth to the Antichrist, technically wouldn't that be good? Because God is an
demons
asshole?
aren't good. Demons
No.
are
I know they're not.
anti-God.
I know they're not. All right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, God's
really
an asshole.
bad either.
So
Just think of it this way: demons are the Punisher. The Punisher's gonna have a super baby who's angrier than the Punisher, more skilled than the Punisher, and can break Spider-Man's neck. That's what's
Okay.
happening.
But how does it affect everybody? He's just gonna
Because
fight
he's gonna
God.
break Spider-Man's neck, and you're Spider-Man.
Why would it? I raised him. I
Yeah,
taught him,
but you're still in the way.
I taught him how to play catch. We play.
Have you read the Punisher? He always shoots the Spider-Man.
Mac got out there and like tossed some
You're
balls.
gonna die, Mac.
He put him
It's gonna
through
throw
college.
the ball back, and it's gonna go through your
The
hand.
Super Demon is
Yeah.
going to take all of you as cover. Is what's gonna happen, which erases you from reality, which is actually probably worse than death.
Man, why are demons assholes?
They had a really bad time of it.
I was thinking bad parenting.
Yeah.
Fair.
Tyler, do we still maintain our like I don't know where this came from. I think this is an edge from the Nagelfar's vector.
No. The only thing you have from Negofire's Vector is what I just gave you.
Oh poop.
Does 0 Hour still have the edge from their vector?
Oh, you're talking about the edge from the power, Dwayne. Yeah, I'll tell you what that is for yours.
Yeah.
Your edge for
Is
Purge
it
Weakness is...
Can hide or ignore a
No,
permanent
that's the
glitch?
same.
Okay.
And for Keliak is Iron doesn't hurt. It's just metal for the scene. Yeah, those are the... I thought you meant I gave you extra powers, which I
Oh,
did.
no.
Those are gone. But yeah, you both retain wow. You both retain Contagion.1, and the other three all contain Intel.1, but you can never go farther in those.
Hmm.
You can only go up in the new one, in Pythian Alchemy. Which again requires group beats, requires you to do things against the Contagion as a team. Oh, you missed that, Patty. They got 2 Contagion beats last session for taking out, what's his name?
Ferris.
Did we?
For taking out Ferris
Mhm.
and removing the book Contagion, one of many.
I have faction beats 4.
Yeah, because you had them for other things originally.
Okay.
And now I'm going to let Keliak refresh Mac and everyone else on the Motley contract that was written that was asked about. And the benefits it has.
Yes.
Okay, so the benefits are all or nothing take on harm that other characters incur, sharing our social skill rolls. Okay. I have this in shorthand, by the way.
I have it as
Earn-
once per chapter. Can use the highest dice pool for social skill.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's apply all social merits to highest social rolls.
Yeah.
And was the +1 in all, or one skill category from that as well? +1 stat.
The all or nothing taking on the harm of other characters, like when they get harmed, you can take on some of the harm.
All of it.
And then-
that actually came up
Oh.
last session. Somebody asked. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
gonna take your boo-boos
Yeah.
because I wasn't there.
And then you earn a beat if you sacrifice yourself for the motley.
Correct. To answer that question, Mac, those all still apply because that's your crew. Doesn't matter who you join. That's you guys as a team.
If you break the motley oath, you get -3 to your initiative. You feel the pain of your other teammates with a dice penalty max of -3. You gain notoriety condition with factions, which is -3 to social. You gain notoriety with any changeling. -3 to skills chosen as your favored skills, and then for my, I think this is my personal note, I can't use glamour until the Oathbreaker condition is removed if I break the oath.
Correct. That's just you in that particular instance. Any questions on that part?
No, I had most of that. So
Okay.
I do have,
answer.
at the bottom. I don't even remember writing this. At the bottom of mine, it says beat. Once per session, the player can choose to automatically, dramatically fail a contract roll or a social action with a changeling and take a beat. Make the choice before rolling. Resolution. Character undertakes a sincere attempt to make restitution for his betrayal. Oh, I guess that's after you screw it up.
No, that's if you break the contract, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definition of an Oathbreaker. I wrote all that out.
Yeah.
It's still valid too if you do that, but you'll have bigger problems if you do that. The other four are probably going to try to stab you. Or wait till the baby comes out and then shank you.
Well,
so
Actually, that's a good question. If I break this motley oath, does that void my contract with Keliak?
no, those are separate.
Okay.
Kiliak made a specific contract with you outside of that.
mutually exclusive.
Mm-hmm. So, when we enter the scene, it has been 48 hours since the events of the last session. Donovan bailed himself out. It only took a day or so for the cops to realize there's no way he could have done that. They still don't understand his part in it, and they're like, don't leave town. But they kind of let him go because he's a priest and automatically gets some street cred.
Ooh. Yeah, don't worry, I won't leave town, I can't.
Also, you know, the detective in charge goes to his church, so... gonna be a lot of Hail Marys if you don't let me out, Mac.
Yeah, I had the nuns come by and really, you know, put the screws to them.
That's another thing that happened you may not have seen yet. The nuns apparently know about your one-time girlfriend.
Yeah.
When the team came back home without you, the head nun was like, they were like, random excuse why he isn't here, and head nun was like, it's that woman again, isn't it? So yeah, they probably informed you. Your nuns know all about it, and they don't approve.
Great.
In specific, Keliak ratted you out.
Wow.
Keliak was standing
the
behind...
one person I thought would keep my trust.
They were behind Nomad. No, not Nomad. Sorry, I'm reading the thing, Mabob. Mac, and they just nod.
Yeah, when you were being they were being interrogated if it was the woman, Keliak was like, yes.
She didn't say what woman. She just said it's that woman.
To be fair, Keliak also thought they were helping you because that was a better alternative than he's in jail.
I can explain jail. I got profiled as an immigrant. Okay.
It is, however, unlikely anyone told you Keliak confirmed said thing. They probably just told you. The nuns knew and were mad.
The nuns knew, so they knew. So now you don't have to hide it. It's all good.
They don't think you're doing anything inappropriate with her, but they think she's trying to lead you into sin. They don't like her.
If only they knew.
Correct.
So I've never really broken down Donovan's... He is a beast.
Yes.
From the ocean that somehow is a priest.
So the way beasts work is I was a human.
Okay.
I went about my life. Just quick backstory on Donovan. He was an MMA fighter, fought like in kind of the lower to middle tier. okay over there, Dwayne?
I
Fought like
laughed and it hurt.
like the lower to mid tier kind of fights. Kind of grew up doing that, and then the whole thing is like you awaken, like your beast awakens within you, and you then cease being human. You are then beast. And Donovan kind of had a tough time with that first. So he looked to God, he looked to religion to kind of figure things out. And the first couple of times he took confession and felt really, really good after taking confession, like really good. It was like, oh, okay, this isn't the worst thing in the world. I'm not like killing people. I could be one of those beasts that like just straight up murders people in the streets. So, if I have a hankering for secrets, okay, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Did you actually awaken while you were in a fight and then accidentally kill the guy?
So you were human,
it
but
happens in your it happens like in your dreams. Like,
The same thing as a vampire, Sean. It's a transformation, but he's still him.
So how did you get the beast part?
Same way a vampire does. It was forced into him through a nightmare.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
my consciousness was touched the primordial dream.
So you looked
while
at the thing you weren't supposed to look at, and you can't describe it, but you're going to try to describe it?
No, well, that second part is right, but it's not. You looked at what you weren't supposed to look at. It literally hunts you down in your nightmares for a period of months. The nightmares get progressively worse until you finally give up and let it catch you, and then it devours you. And you become it.
I had nightmares for months and months. I had nightmares of drowning, like not necessarily true drowning, but drowning underneath the weight of keeping secrets and drowning underneath the weight of trying to hide things from people. Until finally, I just stopped caring. And one day, just Donovan's like awakening dream was he walked naked into a crowd of people and just shouted his deepest, darkest secrets. And that's when the beast, quote unquote, consumes you, and then you become a beast. And you're one of the long line of that family of beasts.
So he's still Donovan.
cool.
He's just been transformed into the monster. It's a lot like a vampire.
Cool.
Yeah, I am no longer a human. Even though, like, if you cut me open and looked at I'd bleed red, and my intestines would fall out and stuff like that. But I am a beast. My true form is the one you saw when I took you through my lair.
Yeah.
Your eyeball. You're a giant eyeball. Among other things.
I am all the eyeballs.
He's the world's grossest beholder without the mouth.
Yes.
So, 48 hours have passed. Like I said, Donovan, they let him go. He knows the detective. It was clear it really wasn't him. He can't answer any good... His answers were wildly unsatisfactory, but he's still not the primary suspect anymore, so don't leave town. They don't know he can't because of the contagion. So he's been back with you. Once he returned, your new patroness helped you create your first concoction to take you down the path of Pythian Alchemy, left you with instructions and speed dial, cooked for you the second day. It was really good.
Thank God.
It's divine. And then returned home, also after informing you that the dog is a special kind of dog that is partially sentient, way smarter than a normal dog, able to understand complex commands and will carry them out if it thinks you're worthy of being entrusted with the top shelf, which all of you currently still are. It will, of course, listen to Donovan over the rest of the day.
What type of dog?
You're allowed to change his name between owners.
What type of dog is it?
There's a breed for that.
Oh, you actually said it too.
I'm pulling that up in my document. Foo dog.
He's a foo dog?
Foo, F-O-O, foo dog. Yep.
Right.
Tibetan temple dogs. In olden times, they were thought to be celestial beings.
Oh, that thing you see statues of everywhere. Okay.
Yeah. And it's floofy. It's very floofy. It's got a mane almost like a lion, but less hair down on the haunches and legs and lower chest. It's got curly tail, a lot of back fur, and it's easily 4.5 feet tall back. It's huge. It's Bouvier-sized dog.
Does it look roughly like this? Like in real life? Like as I'm petting it, does it look like these?
Like what?
Does it look like kind of like these statues?
Yes.
Oh shit, that's slightly terrifying, but slightly awesome.
Blue dogs are the best, man.
Now, he doesn't have, the Chinese, or is that Chinese? I think that's Chinese. I don't want to get that wrong. Yeah,
It
it's
is
Chinese.
Chinese.
He doesn't have the Chinese flair you see on the statues, but yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the one ever posted is pretty close. More intense eyes on yours. In that picture, that dog is sitting down.
Oh my god, I want that dog. Wait, how did we get this dog?
Came with the bar.
Came with the bar.
Oh, that's what the dog looks like.
Remember,
Holy
he wouldn't let you in the back room, and you were like, why can't I walk around him? And I said, he's the size of the doorway. Now you know.
Oh, wow.
It makes me think of a Russian bear dog.
I want this dog.
Right? They're great breeds.
Uh,
A lot of care, though. You'd be at the groomers every 2 weeks.
petition to name the dog Showwei.
I like it.
It's Chinese for guard.
Yes. I like it. So, when the scene opens, you will all be in the bar. Sitting around looking at the top shelf, remembering that you joined the League of Extraordinary Alchemists by creating your first concoction and sharing the drink and gained the power of the Vector. Discussing what happened and what you should do next. Also describe how your concoction looks, because that will be applied for the rest of the game and into future games if these characters are reused. So we'll start with, how does your concoction look every time you rank up in the power and need to mix a new one back?
That's a good question. Guinness almost seems too easy. I kind of want to go with old fashioned.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an old
Just
fashioned.
murky liquid with a lot of fruit added into it.
Yeah, it's got like a little orange slice on the outside. Yeah. Like literally, if you put it in can form, like you pop the can and it has like a little orange slice there, and you literally have to like pop the can again, and then you put the orange slice again. Yeah.
Okay. Donovan,
That's copyrighted.
what does your Vector concoction look like?
Okay, so this is the concoction I would make to use the Vector.
Well, to level up in it, and when this is also now going to be your preferred drink, subconsciously.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be alcoholic, though.
Sure. But it will be. Donovan's would be a Macallan's 15 straight up on the rocks, and the rocks are made of Pacific Ocean water.
So now I really need to go hang out with Patty in real life when the contagion's over in real life. What about you, Ian?
It is a PG Tips tea with milk and 2 lumps of sugar.
Perfect.
What type of tea?
PG Tips.
PG tips.
Not familiar with that.
Kellyak?
Wait, no, let's go back. What is PG Tips?
I'm Googling it.
British tea.
Oh, yeah, it's like the super British tea.
Does it have to have a crumbling from a biscuit on the top?
The PG.
Like you were leaning over it when you bit the biscuit.
The PG stands for Pre-Gesti, a variant of the original name, digestive tea.
I'll probably have a scone with it, but not crumbled.
Kellyak?
So, Kellyax is going to be interesting.
Be as weird as you want.
Yes. It's going to be a gradient drink where it goes from green to black to purple, and it's got shimmeriness in it. You know that stuff that you can put in drinks and it just makes the whole thing shimmer? It's like edible glitter or whatnot.
Yes.
And then
Gold leaf.
is that what it is?
No, not quite.
No.
It's something else.
It's like some sort of, I don't know. It's really cool looking though. I've seen it. And then like a piece of a tiniest piece of dry ice at the very bottom, so it causes it to bubble and foam.
I like it. And last but not least, Camilla.
Oh, Camilla loves a Cottontail Martini.
Excellent.
Which, for those who don't know, a Cottontail Martini is whipped vodka, half and half, and cream of coconut, with a marshmallow on the rim.
Actually sounds kind of good. And when you're drinking concoctions, it wasn't hurt the baby.
Yay.
So, I hand the scene over to you while you're sitting around your conference table in your bar. Now, you've also been given the grand tour, which I'll interject details with when it becomes relevant. She showed you all the ins and outs of the back end.
All the ins and outs of the what?
The back end of the bar. There were lots of areas you never looked at. You've never been in the basement. Only one person had ever been in the actual kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're currently in a conference room you didn't know you had.
Nice.
It's like a mahogany table with full high-back leather chairs
Oh.
with a view
Probably doing-
overlooking the river.
It's probably doing amazing for my sore back.
It is. It's got lumbar support. Yes.
So, Donovan, how was your time in jail?
Pretty good. I managed to convert one of the people in there. Another sheep for the flock.
When you say convert, do you mean religiously or bestially?
I mean the former. Mark, I am a good person. Plus, I'm not looking to eat in front of the rest of the people in the tank.
All right. Just asking. Got to keep you in line.
GM question real quick. How's the Max van coming along after we took the collection up?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I can't remember if I said 3 or 4 weeks for that to turn around, but you're close. You're not there yet, but you're close.
Missed that van. Oh, and we screwed up the rental too. What's?
Yeah, you're on a whole new rental now.
You buy the
Imagine the
insurance.
people at the dealership are just like,
You took
how
out
are
the
you guys
extended
doing?
We have
You took out the
amazing
extended
insurance.
insurance, but Hertz is like, you can't have another car, so you had to go to the other place.
It was a really weird day. Just
I feel like we're getting blacklisted by the rental companies here.
I'm in a,
honestly,
Not us, just Mac.
I'm in a rough
honestly,
line of
haven't
work.
you seen what's been going on out there?
Oh yeah, how does
Actually,
the
no.
public
I take that
react?
back.
Because
I apologize, it's been 2 days. You got a full-on A-team van now. Like, it's set up on the inside like the A-team van.
oh man, I'm
Because
excited.
Ba-ba-ba.
Because all the hunters in the city have gone to war now, including the really dangerous ones. So they've
that's
activated
right.
you.
Oh
As of yet, they don't know who your new friends are.
Dun, dun,
Eventually, that
dun.
secret's coming out, though.
well, they're gonna have to deal with it
Dun, 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 dun.
because we all own a really cool bar, and
But for now, they've replaced your van with one with all the gadgets on the inside
okay,
and giving you reloads of all of your special gear.
okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'll rebut Mac asking how evil I am. Just be like, how's the van treating you? Pretty nice, eh?
Yeah, it's out in the back. Yeah, I put it under the car park where the sun won't fade the paint and everything.
You like the additional security I gave you, where your smartphone lights up anytime someone comes within a yard of it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I figured we don't want this one being impaled on a pole.
Donovan, today you are a good person.
I don't like it quantified that with today, but okay.
You know, we in the lives that we lead take it day by day, and that's all I mean.
So is this like Donovan's nunnery and chop shop?
No, he took a collection from the church, remember?
Yeah.
Right. He rolled for it and everything.
Yeah, I gave my fire and brimstone speech on how we should help others, and if you don't help others, bad things come to you because, Good Samaritan and all that. And I was so rousing. Everyone gave very freely.
And then the local union upgraded it for you.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm not answering a bunch of their calls just because. Yeah. Don't want to deal with that right now.
Let that go to voicemail.
Oh, they want me to go on a job, huh? Busy running a bar.
Ignore.
No, that's not what's happening. What's happening is they expect you to go out in the streets and help quiet this nonsense down. Meaning, if you don't report in with at least 1 kill a week with verification, they're going to come check on you.
Oh. Well, funny story.
I'll help Mac go hunt some vampires in the street.
Jennifer, you hear Jennifer's chair squeak and say, "Excuse me? Maybe we should go hunt some beasts."
All right,
Good luck finding us. We blend in way easier than your kind.
We'll hunt each type of monster equally. Don't get all bent out of shape.
I mean, I don't know what the beast did to you, but
All right, look, they're all bad. We'll hunt the bad ones. All right.
Jennifer giggles and says, "You know what the easiest prey is?" Looks at Keliak. Changelings, so soft and squishy.
Yeah.
I just I side-eyed the Spider Queen. I'm just like, sure, yeah, you keep thinking that. Okay.
Oh, this one is no changeling. This one is true fae.
Can we stop pushing everybody's buttons, please? It's already tense enough.
Yeah, you need. I mean, tell your girlfriend or something. She's the one who's
Donovan,
out here.
I need you to just dial it back. Okay, just dial
okay, I won't push that button. I can see that one's a sore subject for you. So.
Now, Donovan.
Jennifer says, "Not the only thing that's sore after last night."
Whoa.
What have I told you about just bringing our business out and everybody's? This is not the coffee table. This is not the meeting table of sexual exploits. This is where business is talked about.
Confessing to the priest.
Fucking A.
I absolve you, my child.
Stop. All right, you know what? Just new business. Just new business right now.
So Donovan hasn't been around for a couple days. Or has he been around for a couple days?
He showed up yesterday.
Okay, so he doesn't know yet of my little pact with Keliak.
No, I don't.
No, because that wouldn't have come up, but he would have been filled in on the fact that an alien elder god from some horror outside of time and space is trying to break into the world using the contagion, and the angels are on his side.
So
yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit.
I would definitely fuck with him. I would go over to Keliak and be like, "Can we do this right now?" And I was like, hold my hand out.
Did Jennifer and Mac get you in the mood?
I don't.
Keliak pulls from inside of her mouth the chonkiest, shortest legged spider that you've ever seen. And
which that part doesn't freak me out. I've seen that. I'm just like, oh, okay, like we're doing that today. Okay.
The little sad one.
It looks sad.
It reminds me of a little dachshund that I once owned.
Precisely. It looks very overfed, and the little legs are like, nyeh. So she just holds it up to Camilla's mouth.
What are we doing here?
I'll look at Donovan and go, "Pregnancy's hard," and then I'll just
Yeah.
And then Keliak will lick
watching that.
its fingers.
But I would definitely I would have to lick Keliak's finger as I did it.
This
Only creeps it out even more.
This is not the meeting table of licking fingers and eating spiders as well. That needs to be
So
done.
that's a thing now. Oh,
Yeah, that's
great.
Yeah, be prepared to see more of that.
And why exactly are we doing that?
Well, I needed some better powers, and we made a deal.
Oh,
I've got
yes.
strange cravings anyways, so one spider a day is
So,
not that big of a deal.
So what did you get out of it?
Well, I get to see your face whenever Camilla devours one of my tasty little morsels. Also, our dear demon friend can now see the weird.
Oh. That's cool, I guess. Is there a particular reason why you wanted to do that, Camilla?
Well, when we were stuck in that contagion bubble, it seemed like a time to be able to need to do things that Keliak can do and we can't.
That was a very convoluted way for Camilla to just tell you it seemed like a good idea at the time.
So you can permanently see into to Faye and through the contagion now. As long as you keep eating spiders every day.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Anyone else?
In a nutshell.
Yeah, we're still not
I'm good, thank you.
keen on how exactly Keliak can see the contagion, but the rest of us can't. We should probably look into that one.
Aye.
Indeed.
Gonna put that first on the docket. All right.
Jennifer says we could take a sample.
We can take samples.
Blood sample.
I've got a sample I can give you.
Well, I'll take a blood sample. Slight
me one.
licking.
My roommate taught me about the way to receive and give this sample. It's this.
We can use that nail, yes.
It's
as sharp
that
as
right
any other.
there is why Kaliak and I consider us family right there.
Curious to see if you bleed spiders.
No.
Gross.
Sadly, that would be much more entertaining. Though, I don't know, the thought of you taking a sample of my blood doesn't seem so bad, Jennifer.
Let's do it.
Is Jennifer suddenly a scientist? Hold on, what are we doing here?
Jennifer says, we'll totally do this. And then, dramatically looking at Donovan, does like a 70s movie vampire hiss as the fangs extract, and then hands Keliak a little needle drop, blood draw kit.
Wait, yeah, I was about to say, we touch each other, and if you touch her, that's just gonna make things weird.
Jennifer says, I'm not a scientist, but my friend is. You saved my whole pack, not just me.
Oh,
that friend. Oh, do they need a home too, or is this am I about to turn our bar into an orphanage?
Donovan's
we don't live in the bar, we live at your
vampires.
church.
Right, you could set up a whole orphanage of wayward individuals.
Well, the nunnery has seen more evil creatures before. I mean,
Wayward denizens.
And she just kind of giggles at you, Donovan, and says, no.
Perhaps Miss Summers needs a little bit of help.
As much as I like to give you a hard time, Jennifer, I would like to offer to the goodness of my heart the nunnery for you and yours.
Tells you no, Ani comes from money. Ani has a manor. I don't know why we're not living there.
Didn't know that
Oh.
was an option.
I
So-
believe that's because Ani hates.
It will be after you give me this, my dear.
Awesome.
Let's draw a kit to you.
Also, because we tend to go through safe houses pretty quickly, I mean, let's not burn that one so quick.
Yeah.
See, I thought that this blood retrieval on your part would be a little more entertaining.
We could
Would
put
you
on
like it to be?
we could put on some Seinfeld or
Or I apologize.
some
Ani's the one who got
supermarket
killed. Summer is
sweepers.
the one that owns the manor house. But yes, I mean, we could draw it that way if you'd like.
It's only fair. You gave me some of yours. I'll give you some of mine.
Again, I disagree with this method.
So
of-
Jennifer smiles, and Max says, "Again, and suddenly Jennifer's across the room and has sunk her fangs into Keliak's neck. And her chair is spinning, and Ian's hair has got the breeze blew it sideways.
I'm gonna give one quick side glance to Mac to stop me.
What does he want to do?
Keliak just wanted it to happen. Yeah, that also implies that you now understand what Keliak was referring to. Keliak said, "It's only fair I let you take some since you gave me some," which means you know that Keliak ate this vampire's blood. Which might explain why she's so friendly.
Oh, right.
Jennifer is so friendly with Keliak.
Right.
Oh, that's
Keliak-
a thing
Keliak-
that happened.
Keliak got wasted in that fight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Does that? Are you like a vampire's thrall now?
Not yet.
Stage one. Stage 1 of 3.
Page 1 of 3.
Yeah, stage 1 of 3, where it's
And-
just, oh, this person's not so bad. I kind of like them now. This is weird. How did that
Wait,
even
didn't this
happen?
happen with Reese and Furio?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's becoming habit.
Okay.
You know, Ever, if
Is
you
there
just
any
wanted
way
to play a
reverse
vampire,
this?
No, there's no way to. Well, yeah, you can reverse the blood bond if you think you can kill Jennifer, who could still take most of your party.
I once again side-eye Mac.
he just shrugs it like things get weird. Like, we're already weird. Why not just let them get weirder?
On for one fucking day. One fucking
then-
day.
2
And
days.
then after- and then-
2
and then-
days.
After she's at Keliak's neck for only a brief moment, she withdraws and then holds up the vial part of the needle and collects the blood running out of the wound. And then looking at Matt and looking at Donovan, she winks at you and very, very slowly and suggestively licks the neck wound, and you watch the bite disappear.
That'll never get old.
By the
And
way,
you see a spider go in Jennifer's mouth, and she crushes it.
Oh, that's how.
Again, we touch each other and just...
by the way, Keliak's blood is not red.
Yes, I was going to let you have with that.
It is the color of oil with a slight rainbow sheen, but it's still dark and sludge-like.
And then Jennifer goes back to her chair and says, "Oh, that was entertaining. Donovan, you amuse me. Now, what were we?" Whoa. And her
Oh.
pupils explode in dilation. Yeah, fairy blood's a little bit does things to vampires.
Oh.
Isn't it really addictive?
Jennifer is now high.
Yep.
Add a game question. Is Jennifer infected now?
Jennifer was already infected. You're all carriers because of Keliak. Well, I don't know. You're not. You've never actually physically touched her.
Right.
Jennifer already did.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not the first time Jennifer's made physical contact with Keliak.
Okay. Oh,
So I don't recall ever making physical contact either.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. You're not Benji. Yes.
I do not recall Devin's character or Sean's character, or I don't actually recall Patty's character either coming into physical contact with Keliak.
I assume
Jennifer-
we have at some point with
Yeah.
Nessa visiting me and you brushing past both of us, and
That's
The
also
night-
when we went to the bar and totally ate that waitress. We were
Yep.
playing it off as
That's
a couple.
right. Yes.
You
In the back of the
specifically
car.
said you were doing the couple thing, holding hands and whatnot. Subtle, but enough.
I think I was actually the first person to touch Kalyak.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like in the group.
And Camilla is not a carrier because of Kelliak. Camilla's a carrier because the angel touched her. So yeah, that just leaves Ian and Mac. Jennifer had pulled Kelliak out of danger at some point, and that's all it took. Plus, Jennifer fed Kelliak her blood. That requires contact to the mouth. Which actually, no. Yeah, that means Mac is a carrier now, too.
Oh,
Because Jennifer touches Mac a lot.
right.
I'm all alone.
You are.
Out of game, I just go spit on Ian just to make it
Just to make it fair.
just to make it fair.
Somebody's going to
Wait.
make Ian a sandwich. That's all there is to it. It's going to happen.
Wait, I got a spell against that one, I know.
Somebody's going to make you a bowl of mac and cheese. And you're going to eat that bowl of mac and cheese, and you're going to be a carrier. The plus side, though, is you don't exactly know what Kelliak is spreading. Kelliak's a carrier, but not of the book Contagion. You haven't seen Kelliak's Contagion thing manifest. So I'm sure that'll be dramatic when that happens.
But she can see any contagion, it seems.
Correct. Any of the reality-breaking contagion. So it may be infected with the source.
So
Slightly terrifying.
does that mean that we can now see the contagions?
No, because that was not. It's because they are a carrier. That's
Okay.
because it is not human. It never was.
Okay.
Also, Kelliak made contact with basically Patient Zero in Arcadia, in the land of the Fae.
Okay.
Or Patient Zero. Which is the thing you should be grilling Kelliak about when you're all like, we should look deeper into why Kelliak knows why. And has mentioned it, but nobody's ever followed up. Nobody's pressed them.
Well, it's because we have so many other things that we've been worrying about.
Yeah, bad shit keeps happening.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're being driven to pay attention to other things. Anyway,
Jennifer says, have you guys ever looked at glass before? It's so refractive.
You know what you should do? You should go to the bathroom and you should
Donovan?
stand in front of Tamir.
Donovan?
Jennifer says, what I should do is share with you the way Kelliak shared with me.
No. Oh, God.
Ian just pulls out.
That'll be 10 Hail Marys later.
Ian pulls out a blot thing and just hands the phone to Jennifer so she can stare at it.
She does.
All right.
It's not the first time Jennifer's been high, though. So you're not going to be able to convince her to do silly things. Sorry,
Is
Donovan.
it the first time she's
No,
been
I
high
just
off of
wanted that.
changeling blood?
Oh, yeah. Jennifer had no idea Changeling Blood did this to vampires.
If we're all done
Sure, that'll be fine.
licking each other's stuff, can we get on with figuring some shit out?
Oh, are you feeling left out, Mac?
No, I'm not. I just don't want the world to explode.
So, let's...
And that is a good quiet moment to take our 10-minute break before I have to come up with a cliffhanger.
Bastard.
So, we'll let the players the characters dig into the meat of their problems now that we're done with new powers and cool things that people had to be caught up on as soon as our break is done. Audience, we shall return at 10:35 Eastern Time. Don't go away. And we've returned from break. And now I hand the scene back to you without GM influence. After all of that, Jennifer feeding on Kellyak.
Alright, now if we're done licking each other, we should probably deal with the matter at hand of, everybody in the streets killing everybody with Harry Potter wands.
Well, it has calmed down a little bit.
That's because we've been inside for the past 2 days.
Also, everybody hates us and wants to kill us. Well, Naglfar wants to kill us.
Yeah, that's a problem too.
Have we heard any contact from Zero Hour? Have they said anything? Have they at least sent a letter of cease and desist or anything like that? Letter of separation.
They locked me out, so I'm
Yeah.
sure that's a cease and desist.
You refused to kill the targets in your group, and then you stole information from their database. After they locked you out, that was it.
Do we know what we stole from them? Do we know what's in...
No, you haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
You were specifically looking for stuff, though. Yeah, you wanted to try to stay ahead of them when they came for you.
Oh, it's the 0 Hours even coming for us. Okay, cool.
No, the 0 Hours coming for Kellyak and Camilla.
Now, do they know that I have a new cover, or are they looking for Brandon?
It's a good question.
We're on 0
You
Hour
don't
shit
know.
list. We're on their kill list.
Well, the Naglfar part of our group is on their kill list because...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant the 0 Hour members. We're on the shit
right.
list. We're not on the kill list.
Right. Okay.
I assume the opposite is true for Naglfar for us.
No, they want them all dead.
Yeah, they want everybody dead.
Okay. Well, that's what happens when you team up with the bad guys.
Right? Good times.
It's not like they had a pamphlet that said we're the bad guys.
It'd make things easier if they did. Just be honest in that respect, right?
Enough of the subterfuge. Just not admit it.
Right. Nobody's got time for that.
So what is our next move?
Well, Ian got a bunch of data, so maybe we can figure something out from that.
We should research this.
You're fat, and so you're not going to get anything to help you with the contagion from your factions. All you were after was recon information.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about the contagion yet.
Could probably do some research into the new god that's coming.
I need to get Titania a message without being around her or Naglfar's army.
Well, I mean, she's kind of the enemy at this point. Why?
I have an oath with her, a
Great.
contract. I'm not betraying her by leaving Naglfar's. However, she may perceive it as such.
Well, we all do have new phones.
Oh, yes, those wretched things. If she'll even take a phone call.
You want me to put it in for you?
It would be appreciated.
And Camilla grabs her phone, or its phone, and single hand dials the number as if she knows it, while
Straight to voicemail.
still chewing on a spider leg.
Straight to voicemail, no rings. And you know that's not targeted because you're using burner phones. That's not specific to Kellyak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then Kellyak will leave a message.
Oh
My
yes.
lady, Queen Titania, I seem to have gotten myself in a bit of a mess. Know that my contract with you still stands. The only contract I broke was with Naglfar's army. And I know that perhaps you might not see it the same way I do, but loyalties that we've agreed upon still belong to you. How do I turn this thing off?
Just hit the red button.
Yeah.
Which was recorded.
That's totally fine. That was the plan.
Is it turned off?
So I go and find Tobin's spirit guide to see if we can look up. What is this thing's name again?
Knee guitar or knee rock?
Knee guitar. That's right.
Nearaketh.
Neither of those are correct. Ian is correct.
I like knee.
What
guitar.
exactly is Tobin's
Nearaketh.
spirit guide?
Yeah.
As in, what are you doing in game terms?
Is there any resource that we could pull on that might even begin to give us any insight into this thing?
Not that you have access to. This is beyond what hunters would deal with.
I
do.
Do we know enough of this god if it was like something that was anciently worshipped as well? Like, is this like an old, like something like a pagan god or something? Like, basically, would this be an old church manuscript or something that like I could use my church allies' merits and like see if like there's some old Christian tomes or something that talk about converting the pagans from worshiping this one god?
You could read. So, each of you can tell me what you want to do, and then I'll tell you your results. So, I should not have told Mac ahead of time you failed. But Ian, what about you?
First thing Ian's gonna do is Google it.
What else would you do besides Google it?
If Google fails, then I'm going to look into any occult old school means that I have access to still.
So physical.
Yeah, physical.
Okay. Kellyak, and you can just say, I got nothing. That's fine too.
I got half of nothing.
Okay.
Actually, if I just spit weird. If Mac knows that he has no resources available as a hunter, he's probably gonna ask Jennifer, like, did Goatee Beard Soul Patch?
Harris.
Did Soul Patch? He did have a soul patch, didn't he? I think I remember that.
Yes.
He did. He was
Yeah.
the worst of the worst villain.
Yeah, so he asked Jennifer, like, did Soul Patch ever mention this? Like, were there any times that he took you to a weird ruin or, like, sent you on a weird mission that just didn't make any sense? Or No. Okay.
All of this happened without Jennifer knowing a thing, which is why she's so pissed off when it happened.
But he didn't tug on his own people, like, to, like, have them go unwittingly do something. Like, I'm just looking for an inkling of, like, any time she thinks that something was just
If you remember the story, their group was uncovered by the vampires of the city and decimated. This is half of what this is 1/4 of what their original size was. They had to regroup and they had to run away, and then they got him into the organization to cover for them, and they never communicated. The whole point was he was protecting them. There was no communication or go on missions. That was supposed to be goodbye forever, I love you, I will keep you safe.
So Ferris did this all. He had to. I mean, there had to have been something that he did.
Clearly, he manipulated an entire organization. He didn't use Jennifer to do it.
Okay.
And we already have Jennifer going to Summers to analyze blood.
Jennifer can do other things if you ask her to, but yes.
Yeah, that's probably the most.
I don't even remember why we were analyzing. Oh, because you wanted hints on why Kellyak is immune.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then Mac's not quite sure what to do then.
I can download knowledge straight from the memory banks of the God Machine.
You could try. Let's see what happens.
This will be exciting.
Botch, I want to botch, please botch.
Wits plus computer.
Accessing God is a computer skill.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll sit down in I assume we have like in this boardroom there's at least one computer.
You have your own computer. You were you. Why would you use what's in the... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that garbage? Okay. Yeah, so a little couple little tubes come out, connect to the computer in odd places. And I can add 2 dots to a roll to gain that information. If I read that right.
How do you actually spell this god's name? Just so I know for the recap. We had the phonetic spelling.
Leslie.
Thank you.
Yep, that's exactly how I spelled it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, gain temporary skill dots equal to the successes on the embed roll. These dots last for the remainder of the scene. Or for a number of rolls equal to my premium. So I guess it's up to Tyler what kind of roll you want for...
It's going to be the original roll you said. It's going to be computers plus either intelligence or wits. But you have to do the supernatural bits, whatever it takes to activate it.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Did you roll it? I didn't see it. Call out your results, sir.
2 successes.
Okay. So you spend a whole day, each of you, pursuing your own avenues of research, except Teliak, who disappears with Jennifer for a day and gets to see the manor while they study her blood. It's got, like... You stopped counting at 20 bedrooms. It's huge. Well, 20 rooms. He didn't look inside all of them. The rest of you, though, Mac, and your people don't have anything on this outside their purview.
Mm-hmm.
The church does not talk about this, Patrick. The church does talk about things much older than the church itself that they stamped out as much as possible, and the words and the spelling and the alliteration and the symbology all matches. It's probably something like that. Something much older than the church. And then, Ian, you get some hints of such things, and it's definitely a thing from the Abyss. But it's an abyssal entity that can only enter the world through Malpheus, which is terrifying.
You can only enter the world through what?
Malpheus. It's an abyssal entity that must be summoned through Malpheus, the prison of the worm.
That sounds fun.
All right.
Now, for you, Camilla, I don't know why I'm having trouble with your name this session. You're actually able to discover that there are places even beyond the Abyss, places outside of reality, where the nature of reality there is incomprehensible to normal people, and that's where this thing comes from.
A place where there's no time for reality.
Nailed it. Even in his pain, he gets it. This particular one, Ni Rocketh, you're not even. The God Machine doesn't have a lot of references, but yeah, it is definitely something from there, something very old. You're kind of surprised to discover that several of the things that are so popular these days with the kids, all this Lovecraftian nonsense, several of those apparently are real. This is something similar to that. Same kind of idea. The way it's described varies radically, but physically goat-like fiendish horror with lots of horns and wings. But the only thing you really get besides an outer horror you should never mess with or say its name, or even think about too hard, is that it is the guardian of the gate.
The gate.
a gate that, should it be opened, would spell the end. He's not the kind of entity that wants to reduce reality to a null state, to bring on oblivion. He's the kind of entity that wants to reset. He wants to bring the current state of Earth to an end and load a new operating system of its own design.
Earth 2.0.
Yep.
Is this like a Beetlejuice thing? You say Niraka 3 times, and he comes out the worm?
Just like a lot of Native American myths where they believe that giving a thing too much attention can draw the thing to you or give it power. It's similar to that. If it's begun infecting your reality, the beliefs of the ancients was giving it more attention gives it more power. That probably translates into the contagion. It's probably not literal. It probably means once it gets a foothold, it spreads from person to person, and as each person is infected, it's strengthened and it's able to push into reality a little more. If it can fully make it in, the end.
So
Done.
we just have to really Ghostbusters this and just clear our heads, not think about J. Edgar Hoover, and it's fine.
But yes, if you took it literally, that is why they have such silly names as the thing which cannot be named. But it's alliterative, meaning the contagion spreads by contact between people. They become aware of the contagion, they spread the creature. The creature becomes more real. He pushes into reality through people.
So basically, the best, easiest way for us to fix this contagion problem is to kill everyone in the area.
Yeah, we should just
That
burn
is, in
Chicago.
fact, what one of the factions of False would tell you. Yes, one of the ones you turned down, because they basically said that. Remember them? Burn the contagion out? That is exactly what they want to do.
See, we thought they meant like, burn buildings or, burn things that have been warped. No. Burn the contagion. Just kill people.
Burn the world.
Right. Well,
Everyone who's infected, burn it, yes.
Well, if this thing's like a disease, you just got to inoculate the people against it. So does this guy have an enemy, a counterpart, a nullifier?
If it's, as you just said, if it's a disease, who's patient zero?
That's a
we
good
have come
question.
Full circle.
But we all know from diseases, like, patient zero just tells you where it came from. It doesn't tell you how to
Yeah, it
fix
doesn't
things.
solve the problem.
Unless this is some magical thing where if you kill the source, it goes away.
Try that.
By people knowing it, is there a way we can create a giant Men in Black memory eraser thing?
Neuralizer.
A neuralizer?
And just put it in like the bean or something and have the bean go off, and then everyone forgets that Raketh exists.
It
Everyone
also
knows
can,
they're infected to begin with. It's not helping now. That wouldn't make anything better.
and let's not forget that it can infect angels. So
Yeah.
So
That
it'll
goes back
infect
to
our
your other
neuralizer.
question. That goes back to your other question. Is there an inoculation? The God Machine is the inoculation. You would actually know this, Camilla. The God Machine exists because it has always said it's there to protect humans from everything else.
Right.
It surrounds them with its infrastructure, and it takes the hits for you. The reason nobody likes the God Machine is because it wants to keep things the way it is, where everything's terrible and there's horrible inequality and everything's gothic punk horror, because it needs the power of the angst to feed itself. It needs those emotions. It tried an experiment where everyone was happy, and like the Matrix, that shit failed. The more you suffer, the stronger you feel. The happier you are, the less strong you feel. So it makes you suffer to feed itself. All those things you always thought were lies, Camilla. Maybe it wasn't lying. Maybe this thing is eating away at it because it's infecting the angels. Maybe it is weakening. So yes, the inoculation isn't working. The virus is mutated.
So, are there any other gods out there that we can use to,
All the other gods you know of are small g.
well, I mean, some moldy bread killed some pretty messed up viruses, so maybe small g might work. Who knows?
Sure, if you think you can find one in Chicago, I think you can convince it not to kill you because you bothered it. You know who it really is.
I mean, I'm sure there's...
Small G gods are usually pretty angry.
Yeah, and like the closest thing we could find in Chicago is like the elder beast. Like that'd be the closest thing to a god, basically, in Chicago.
Also, there are more powerful things than that. But Patty would sense it if you were close, for one. And for two, how many of you have seen Supernatural, the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, they find old small G gods all the time. And all those small G gods want to do is eat humans because they're gods of sacrifice and pain. Almost exclusively. You are nothing but cattle.
Alright, so there's not an inoculation, there's not a cure to the disease that works, apparently. It's mutated beyond what it can control, so...
Mutated beyond God.
Right, which might as well just throw in the towel at that point, I guess.
I was gonna say, so chalk this up to we're fucked and live our best lives until we're all pawns of knee rocketh.
No, because then... Really? What kind of guilt trip are you gonna give yourself every morning? Like, oh, I could have done something, but now I can't because, well, I just gave up.
And I can't let my children die.
Right. See? There.
And Donovan, eventually, your favorite person's gonna get infected if you don't do something.
Yeah. Okay. So what can we do? We just went through our options. Inoculation's not an option. We obviously can't punch a god in the face.
Well,
what you just discovered was all of the weapons you knew about won't work. You gotta find one you don't know about.
So, I mean,
How does one go about discovering something they don't know exists, but could be an answer?
Because lots of crazy people dig into lots of crazy stuff they shouldn't, and every idiot writes it down at some point. So we just have to find the right book that has the right information and shoot it at patient zero, probably, and we save the day. We cross the streams into the gate and we're done.
Ian,
say if it's
you're supposed to be the smart one of this crew. Roll intelligence plus wits.
All right, I was gonna say if it's coming through the gate or this the worm and through this gate, then why don't we find a way to strengthen the gate? And I rolled nothing. I rolled or 3 1s out of my 6 dice.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So this thought is going to give you the anxiety tilt and a major migraine, but you still get the information.
All right, 1 sec.
It's not called the anxiety tilt, but it's a tilt where you're anxious. The specifics won't matter. I'd look it up for you, but you can look it up if you want.
Yeah, I already do that.
Because the scene's going to be all in this room. You can just role play it. However, the point is, it occurs to you there's probably not a book written about a god older than people who wrote books, even on clay tablets. It's probably all word of mouth or written in maddening stuff that makes no sense to anyone. However, you want to know how to beat a thing, you got to go to its servants because it has servants. So you look at Camilla and you're like, we could always capture and torture an angel.
You know, that's on the bucket list, actually.
I'm okay with this.
Why don't we go find Smiley and tie him down and ask it a couple questions?
So that changes if you did do that, either to find a weakness or a way to strengthen God, either way. That changes what you need to do, but you still don't know how to do that. It's less of a daunting task, but you have no idea how you tie up. Camilla, please explain to these people what angels can do.
Shit, what angels can do? Make your day rough.
Oh,
Understatement
rough.
of the day.
Perhaps in alliterative terms, so I can if Camilla is even unsure.
I don't remember. Hold on, let me open my book.
So, you know how Camilla can go loud and blow her cover and be like a superhero for a scene?
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
Camilla's broken. That is Camilla at about 25% capacity. An angel can do that at 100% capacity constantly with no side effects.
Yeah, all the time.
With no loss of energy. I mean, they still have a fuel source, but way more than any of you.
But
so you can't just knock it down and use chains.
Yeah. It's like where our power source is 5, theirs is 100.
What if we make a deal?
The mission of an angel is its life. Camilla would tell you this is an incarnation. Concepts of ethics, emotions, and morality does not affect an angel. It does not exist for them. It's not even there. It's not a thing that's real. They will do whatever, commit infanticide, inflict torture, do whatever they need to save a city from a catastrophic outbreak of disease, for instance. They only care about the mission and nothing else. That's the closest thing they have to a weakness. They do have covers like a demon, but it's much more powerful than the demons, but they still blow it when they go loud, just like a demon.
But with this infected one, his mission is to bring forth.
Who'd we lose?
Devin.
Lost Devin.
Yeah.
Angels are also specifically equipped and created to fulfill their specific mission with maximum efficiency. Meaning if they do have a weakness, it would be one, they're single-minded, and they will ignore and disregard things that they don't think directly affect the mission. And two, they're built for the specific mission. In the case of Smiley, that would mean his new mission is the only thing he's laser focused on. Anything else would be ignored, unless it got in the way of that mission. However, he's not built for the new mission. He was built by God for his original mission. If you could figure out what that is, you could find out the weakness of that build. God doesn't make them perfect. God makes them perfect for their job.
So, personally, since he was built to guard the place, to our knowledge.
So, for instance, out of character, remember back to the Hunter game, the thing couldn't withstand light. You didn't really dive into that because you had bigger issues. But if you could have captured that angel in a room with light from every angle, it would have been unable to escape, and you'd have been torturing it. That would have been its weakness. It existed to cause fear in the dark. This angel will have something similar.
So we just got to figure out what Smiley.
What was its original purpose, so we know how it's built, and then how can we sneak up on it outside of its mission parameters so it won't care until it's too late.
This isn't going to be as easy as like it was built to protect taco trucks, and if we throw sausage trucks at it.
They do have singular missions that are obviously not that silly, but yes, that are that singular. So like Smiley's original job, you do know, was to protect that bridge's infrastructure.
See, that's where I was heading with that. Because it was built to protect, feasibly, what we can do since we've got our new Pythian Alchemy, we can instill a tilt for, at the cost of us getting it too. But we could instill something like Insensate, so it can still move around, but it can't actually actively attack us. So that way we would at least, deal with it without actually it killing us.
So it was supposed to protect the bridge, but it wanted us to destroy the bridge because
the bridge became infected, which infected the guardians of the bridge. You know all this because you were there for that. You died, but you still knew because you came back. And what was your character's name, Patty? I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Donovan or Baptiste?
Baptiste told you everything that you missed between shows. So you are fully aware there was more than one protector on that bridge, too. So Smiley is not necessarily your only target. There were at least 3 protector angels on the bridge, which had already been infected by something coming through a portal to a nightmare place you couldn't comprehend. That's probably that abyss that Ian keeps talking about.
So Smiley protects the bridge. What is the opposite of protecting, blowing up a bridge? How do you use that against it?
Well, we already did.
Right, but if we're gonna,
it was fine with that. It was happy.
Right, but if we're gonna use, what if we reconstructed part of the bridge?
I ain't no builder.
Angels have incepts, which is an angelic version of an exploit. Angels don't need embeds. Embeds a sneaky way to use a weaker exploit and not be caught. So angels only have the powerful version of doing stuff. They're called incepts. But they also have to balance that because they exist in reality, meaning they have banes and bands. Just like Camilla has weaknesses. So if Camilla can help you figure out the banes and bands of that particular guardian angel creation, you would know what they are. However, you can't just hack into the God Machine for that.
Oh, I would have to find him.
Or you'd have to go out and talk to other demons, make deals, play it out. Yeah. You're clearly not the only demon in Chicago.
Do we still have a way to get in contact with Mr. Martini? Because feasibly he might know something too.
He pieced out.
Yeah, he's gone. So, if I understand it correctly, the angel couldn't leave the bridge because it had to protect the bridge, and once the bridge was destroyed, it could leave and go do whatever it wanted?
You have no information about whether or not it could leave. It never came into it so far, at any point.
But given the rules, is that an unsafe assumption? Like
if you were told protect the bridge at all costs, doesn't mean you have to stay there. It means you would go very far away to protect it if necessary. If you found out some guy in California was going to blow it up, you'd fly to California and punch his face in. So no, it could leave. It's a safe assumption it could go anywhere it needed to protect that infrastructure. Also, you could try to, if all of this becomes overwhelming, you can try to follow it around and find a human cultist. You probably get less information, but they're easier to capture.
Nah, go big or go home. We're a bunch of big, capable monsters. We can figure this out. Okay. So we need to... So one of the options is tag or bag another demon, make a deal, find out information that they might know about, or...
Just have Camilla walk around, find one to talk to. Yeah.
Right.
Demons create networks. They always know what's going on in their city. There's one somewhere in this city that knew what was going on in that bridge. Guaranteed. Unless it's dead. That's what demons do. They're like super spies. Terminator super spies. They make it their business to know what God's doing so they can fuck it up.
Do we know why Naglfar... Well, we know why Naglfar wanted to destroy the bridge, because Ferris wanted to destroy the bridge. So okay. I think we need to go talk to some demons. Kenna looks over at Camilla.
Camilla has had to run to the bathroom because she was pregnant and has to pee a lot.
Oh.
Is Kellyock still over at that mansion?
No, this is all happening after your day has passed. You can interact all you wish. Meaning, when they start talking about Patient Zero, you could chime in if you choose to.
Oh,
Another lead one could follow that would be a whole different kind of adventure. I would enjoy it.
I would enjoy it too. But they moved on from that subject.
But Kellyak would worry because Jennifer's in danger too. You have a friend now. You don't want your friend to die.
Well,
It's a weird fucking feeling. Why am I feeling this?
All right, so what are our options? We can track down a demon. We definitely need to figure out a demon that knows some stuff. We definitely need to figure out this Patient Zero, and we definitely need to figure out a weapon we don't know about or don't know exists.
About that.
1, 2, or 3.
I lost track. I got so bored. Patient Zero.
Uh-huh.
I believe that I may know who that is.
And you're just now
Say the
mentioning
name.
this?
I want to see Mac melt down. Say it.
Reese.
Wait, Reese?
Why? How?
Jennifer?
Oh, no, not Jennifer. A changeling. Very trapped and unable to escape. Changeling in Arcadia.
How?
Why are they
did-
trapped?
Well, you see, there are keepers in Arcadia that own or control changelings. That's how changelings are made, essentially, and the Queen of Winter wanted her possession back, but the contagion, as we shall call it in this scenario, transported him to Arcadia, and I brought him to the place that I thought would benefit him best.
Which was...
I'd just like to stop and point out here, Mac, that you just heard one of the two people you spent the last year hunting for, Kiliak dragged to prison in some crazy fairy place.
Yeah, he's gonna
Hey,
deal
hey,
with that on
no.
his own time.
No.
Wait a minute.
No, that's not the words that were used.
That is not the words that were used at all, I know, but we also know how Mac thinks.
Now, does that mean that they were already contagionated when you met them?
Yes.
Which means
Him, actually.
that you touched them and became infected.
Contagionated.
Yes.
How
At
long
least
ago was
now
this?
that I
might-
know.
That might explain a few things of how you might be able to see more with the contagion. You're one of the patient number ones.
You are aware, Mac, that Baptiste told you something very bad came out of the hole in reality that tore open when they blew up the bridge and splattered on all of them. Technically, Reese is not patient 0, he's patient 3. Patient 1 was Devin's character. But Devin's character got shunted to another reality entirely. Reese got thrown into Arcadia, Devin got thrown into another alternate Earth. And Baptiste got tossed back into the city. I don't remember what happened to the other player.
Furio?
No, Furio wasn't actually in the bridge.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Huh.
remember.
So,
Oh, the other changeling. We never really clarified what happened to Tim's character. Anyways, moving on.
oh right, Tim was okay.
No, he wasn't a changeling. He was a hunter.
Right, the other hunter who had been lost in Arcadia that was damn near a changeling.
He
Almost.
right.
He just vanished on us.
Yeah, but anyways, so the only one that made it back into this world was Baptiste. But now you know what happened to Reese.
So,
That's fine and dandy, but how does that help us?
Jennifer
Perhaps-
says, that means Kiliak could just take us there and we could do a breakout. We could do an Arcadian heist.
you son of a bitch.
Jailbreak.
It's up to you, Kaliak, whether or not you mention all the terrible, terrible ways that could go poorly, or just be like, yes, we should do that.
You know,
Yeah, don't we have like the chance of going insane for every hour we're there?
can't think of a better idea.
You know, and Kiliak thinks it's a good idea. You know it's a bad idea, but we like bad ideas, so...
I mean, they've seemed to work so far.
Yeah.
We're still alive.
That is one way of putting it.
That is true. We haven't died yet. Though, I mean, Kaliak did come pretty close recently.
It's true.
Well, that wasn't exactly my fault.
So, Kiliak, no bullshit. How hard is this going to be? How bad is it going to be?
Bad, unknown. Hard, extremely.
Okay. On a scale of having a chat with a demon to breaking out a friend out of the hedge, where does this rate?
Precisely your second option.
Okay.
But worse.
Okay. All right.
Arcadia is passed to the hedge.
Right. I know. Okay. So, team vote. Probably...
Prison break or kidnap a demon?
No, it's going to be like prickly pointy death with demon teeth or maddening explodey brain death with Arcadia.
Well, I haven't been insane yet.
All right, so I think that's a vote for Arcadia from Ian.
You're not sure how you feel about kidnapping demons, Camilla.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Plus, I'm pretty sure
Camilla's
that,
probably also wondering why you want to kidnap them, but whatever.
Plus,
I
I'm fairly
mean-
certain to, that one would be guaranteed death if we screw up, versus just going insane and then wishing we were dead. Wait.
Maybe you'll all come back like Keliak.
That's...
Well, why do we need patient zero again? Is there a reason, or is it just sentimental?
We don't know.
we
He
don't
has the
know.
purest, rawest form of the contagion in its original form, which Mac would be able to verify. He doesn't have like a book version or manifests your weirdest nightmares and daydreams first. He has the pure original Nerocketh.
Right. That
Blood.
sounds like something we don't want to bring back into this reality.
But if we can...
We said you were bringing him back. You're going to get him, break him out, take samples, and do tests.
Right, and then send
At
At
them-
least that's how you would think about it as the beast.
Right, but like, wouldn't we want to do those tests in our reality to make sure the tests are verifiable as opposed to being influenced by the hedge?
We also don't know...
Which would involve bringing back
The
Reese.
contagion doesn't seem to care where it's at from what you've noticed. It infects the hedge too.
Plus, if we have the actual, original copy, we might be able to better destroy the offshoots.
There is also the option of going after the unknown weapon, which maybe we use that on patient zero and it somehow closes the gate. In quotes.
I just
Nothing
don't
you're
like
saying
the
is wrong,
idea.
Donovan. I'm just giving you the alternative.
Yeah, I just-
You know that it also infects the hedge. It's probably good enough.
I just don't like the idea of bringing back more contagion
Maybe
into our world.
maybe we break him out of the Arcadia and send him elsewhere beyond the hedge. Maybe, I don't know.
Also, like, Kaliak, remind me unless I'm wrong. Breaking out someone from a jail in the hedge, damn near impossible.
I mean,
Hmm,
we did fight a
I've
vampire
done it
riding a
before.
dinosaur.
Oh, so
This is not the first time Keliak has not only done a jailbreak in Arcadia, but has broken out this person from Arcadia.
Aye, which makes me think that security's not only doubled but tripled.
Well, I don't know. It just makes me think that's.
Yeah, tripled against Frosty Keliak.
I was going to say, it just makes me think that Kaliak's actually the
we would
expert on
be
doing this.
we would be going into the domain of winter.
So
If-
bring a jacket.
Get the flamethrower.
If Titania would call me back, perhaps we could deepen our contract and I might have a little more to work with.
I
Or
don't.
I
I
could
don't like how it
perhaps-
sounds like most of you like this idea.
Or perhaps I could get in contact with the Queen of Spring and gain some spring contract. And
Yeah, I'm
I
going
would
to
need to
formally
stop-
vote for not doing the hedge plan. I'm formally voting now.
All right, 2-1 so
Oh.
far.
I would need to stop by the fall court as well after.
You just,
Dwayne?
Yeah, all of these like got to do this and then got to do this and then it's just adding up, and I don't like these other stops. The other stops make it worse.
Dwayne?
Well, I mean, I don't want to capture a demon. It's not going to be easy. And 2, if things get out of hand, I'm already hunted.
by the good angels and the bad angels.
Yeah.
It's already bad for you.
So, being 3 hunted would not make for a good day.
Well, yeah, but can they go into the hedge? You'd be temporarily you get a
That's what
temporary
he's
reprieve.
saying. He doesn't want to attack the other demons.
Ah, yeah.
He wants to retain his last bit of allies.
Yeah.
So that's you breaking the tie, Kellyak. You know where this is going.
Mint
Make it
chocolate chip.
official.
So it looks like we're going to take a little vacation.
all right.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
Gotta get the flamethrower.
It's
the other
probably a
flamethrower.
good idea.
Ian's already Amazoning himself some winter gear.
Incendiary bullets.
Yeah, Camilla will definitely get out her summer best.
Donovan is used to the dark, cold depths.
Fair. I can tell you this much, Donovan, in case you didn't already know it. You can still access your lair even from the hedge, even from Arcadia. It touches all
Yes.
realities.
Yes.
There's nowhere you can go where that is not a thing.
Yes. Yes, I do know that I can just be like, peace. I'm out.
Right. And then when they're all getting torn apart or turned into changelings, you'd be like, bye, I told you so.
Just, I told you this is a bad idea.
As
I'm
we're
going back to
fingering-
the Emerald. I'm going back to the Emerald Isle. Fuck you.
You put up your middle finger as they get ripped off.
Well, now that you've voted on a plan, you should start preparing. Well, you wait for that phone call.
So yeah, while we're preparing, I would totally like to attempt to get a hold of Titania some more and get a hold of the Spring Court. See if maybe they'll work a contract.
You don't know how to contact the Spring Court from here. Only way to do that, because you don't. A queen being here is weird to begin with, and you could contact some Spring changelings, and if you're like, I want to talk to a true Fae, they're going to be like, get out, get out.
True.
Somebody get the
True.
flamethrower.
Well, if
So that probably won't happen until you're in the hedge, and then maybe you can ask around, like at a goblin market or something.
okay, well I figure also Titania might have a way because her enemy
Sisters,
is just
right?
winter.
They are
And-
technically sisters.
Yeah.
But is she going to answer the phone this time?
I'll text her, which includes just going like this.
So like 2 people hugging, question mark. The person that goes, puts his hands up like, I don't know, question mark.
How do I send a whole person hugging?
A flame. A book. And then the smiley stick out tongue face.
How do I insert a person into here?
I feel like you're asking that literally.
Well, Camilla did say to put 2 people hugging. I will need
for
2
the love
people.
of all that's...
No one answers the text while you're talking about this, but you do hear the bar doors swing open and close, where they actually serve drinks.
Which
And a
bar?
familiar voice says, I hear I can get a good drink here. Also, the temperature increases in the whole building by about 5 degrees.
Why is it so
Ian
freaking hot
just-
in here?
Ian just, it's like, well, there's some good stuff over in the wait. Oh,
Yeah.
Kaliak.
Like your hot date's here.
I see this.
Take a load off for this one. I'll serve drinks. Kaliak, you can do business.
Kiliak just glides up to Tanya and bows very, 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 very deeply and waits for acknowledgement.
Lifts you up by the chin. You can stand.
I just assume, and I pour ambrosia for both of them.
I assume
She
you
sips it and
received-
says, this is very good. Not bad for an almost human.
Thanks.
You feel like almost human was a compliment.
I'll just lean against the other side of the bar, doing the stereotypical bartender thing, just cleaning a glass that doesn't need to be cleaned.
So, you called me and left a message.
Yes. Things have changed, as you may have heard. We dispatched a traitor within the ranks of Naglfar's army. However, it came at the cost of being framed for damages on both sides, 0 Hour and Naglfar's army. So, we are wanted, dead, not alive.
Camilla will giggle and say, "We're burned."
Indeed. We are going to be taking part in a mission that I think you may have personal interest in.
You tell.
We have found Patient 0 of the Contagion. Now, this is important because this contagion affects even supernatural beings such as ourselves. An angel itself was corrupted. If an angel doesn't stand a chance, neither do we.
Angels. Still weak, but definitely much less weak than all of you.
Well, we figure that if perhaps we find this Patient 0, and I know exactly where they are, we may be able to come up with something by studying him. Whether
I assume this
drawing
Patient 0...
blood or dissection.
I assume since they have you as the representative for all of this, you're doing all the talking, this Patient 0 must be Reese.
My lady. How did
You're
you...
aware that Titania tried to break in and steal Reese, remember? It was already something they were fighting over. That's why you got kicked out. You were going to turn him over to them.
Oh. Whoops.
It was never specified that it was Summer, but there were other queens that wanted Reese, his original court, and you were going to hand him off to go to the actual keeper.
Oh wait, his original keeper
court
was Winter.
I thought he was Fall.
No, winter. That's
No,
why
that
he
was
slightly
Alone in-
blue.
don't remember why were we breaking him out. I don't know, but remember the specific story we made up was you were breaking him out to sell him to a different court. This would be that court. And you got caught.
Okay. Yeah.
We might have said you were trying to sell him to his original keeper, but we'll just say that it was a different court. It's easier for where we're at now, because that's what I had written down. Close enough.
Retcon. So, as you see, this could be of utmost importance to all of us.
Now, at this point, I'm going to specify, because it wasn't specified by the rest of you, that Camilla, Ian, and Mac are still in the conference room, several rooms away. Only Keliak and Donovan are here. I'm specifying that because the next thing she says is, yes, we were actually aware of who the patient zeros, as you put it, were, and we were trying to collect them to compare. We already have the Cajun boy. We were after Reese to try to increase the number from their original party.
Cajun boy?
Yes. One of the original group that was there when the contagion was released into the city.
Does he have a name?
Barnabas, Baptist, Bartholomew, something, I don't know.
Can I hear this?
Nope, you're several rooms away, that's why I specified it.
There's that moment where the bartender like stops like squeaking the glass, like.
Oh my god, that's great.
However, the Cajun boy seemed to be less infected than the rest of them, more pure of heart, maybe. So, after we were done with him, we shipped him off.
May I ask to where?
Oh yes, back home, so we could turn him into one of ours. He'll be vastly powerful if he's a changeling. We sent him home the long way so the thorns could tear his spirit all the way there.
What the
shit? Jeez.
I take it you heard Devin laughing from
Yes.
the other room.
Wow.
He's like an entire living room and hallway away from me, if that puts
Doors
it into reference.
closed.
Don't be a
loud
PC
you
that
can-
does not have a wrapped up storyline in Tyler's stories, because you just get it's horrible. You have horrible endings.
You enjoy getting
Don't
fucked?
worry.
No.
At this
New
stage-
beginnings.
Don't worry, at this stage, Baptiste is just getting Tim's character's treatment. You're still human because Baptiste is a tough motherfucker. The point here is now Mac is double in on freeing these people from jail if you tell him what you know, because both of his friends are trapped there.
Oh boy. And so Kiliak will actually be very beneficial to that, because it eventually became the boogeyman to the Fae
Yes.
themselves, living in the hedge and emerging to devour little Faelings who disobeyed their parents.
Is accurate. But what Keliak doesn't know is, of course, Lonan is still there too.
I thought I knew that.
You
I
know
thought-
that, but you don't know where. And I'm sure I definitely wouldn't bring your kryptonite in close contact to you at a key moment, would I?
No, not at all.
So,
Damn it.
after she says that, and you two manage to refrain from major reactions, it's like, so, you're gonna go try to break that boy out of Mab's prison, of your queen's prison, again!
Whoa.
Oh, I love this, I'll help.
You will.
I will. And I'll
My
even go
lady.
easy on the bargains, because each of your little play friends here is going to need a sealing and an oath. And of course, they're going to need a bargain. Need a bargain to hide them from the hunters, so you don't get eaten on your way into the deep. From the wild hunt, You need a ceiling so that you know they'll keep their word on the bargains they make, and then we actually have to make a bargain. Because, I can't give my power away for free. I'll go easy on them, no. Keep her smile. Bring all the little darlings in.
I cannot guarantee that from them.
Yes.
That would be
Bring all
their
the little
choice.
darlings in. They'll make their own bargains.
Just Donovan is just gonna shake his head like, I knew this was the bad choice. I knew this was the bad choice. No one ever listens to me. No, and just as people are walking in, I'll just give them, especially like Mac, I'll just give the stink eye too, just like.
Well, so Keliak is actually going to go back in the back and request very requestingly. My brain stopped working.
I still like it if it's
Very cordially for the lady to await her return at the bar. And
I will
Keliak
talk with
goes
this one
and-
while you gather your friends.
thank you.
Now, before you go do your scene, darling, I only want one thing from you. I want you to teach me your fun trick. And she just runs a hot finger down the side of your face, and you can see your lair. Show me how that works.
Don't do it, Donovan.
Not how your lair works, how layers work.
Don't do it, Donovan.
I know Patty knows that the GM's going to try to screw him, but the character would think, difference does that make? She's not a beast. She can't make use of the knowledge.
No, but Donovan knows that as changelings are my family tie, I know just how much changelings can do with just a little bit of knowledge, A. And B, I am not only potentially hurting myself, I'm hurting all beasts to all changelings.
I will make... Do you say that out loud, or think that in your head?
Yes.
Just while she's touching you. Oh, darling. I'll never hurt you. In fact, I only care about this for one specific reason. So, I can't promise not to hurt all of your kind, because obviously I want to use this to level the playing field with one of your kind, but only ever that one, and no other. I'll put this in the oath which binds me as surely as you. Just one. And it's not you.
I will just briefly flash the image of the Jeremiah leader.
Keep her smile.
Okay, I'm gonna need to see the official wording of this contract then.
She puts a hand on the back of your head, pulls you in for you really need to learn about consent with keepers, but a kiss. And the knowledge floods your mind of exactly what the contract entails, which is a lot faster than reading, but still, consent, lady, jeez. The kiss shares the information with you immediately, and you are able to, before she disengages, agree. The kiss seals the deal. She really does only want the information to try to break into the Ascended Beast lair. And she's not going to do the breaking in. It would appear that she actually has many little playthings, including a hero that she is duped. She's going to let a hero into the lair.
Okay, I would like to add to the contract that she cannot attempt to do this until I have closed off my chamber that links me to her lair.
She accepts this contingency.
Okay. Then I will accept.
Okay, so go ahead and with your scene, Keliak.
So, player question really quick. Can I take a little liberty for role-playing purposes?
Yes, and also Manapot Studios. Thank you for the raid.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you can have some license with this scene.
Awesome. So, Keliak will come up behind Camilla and caress her cheek. Darling, there's someone you simply must go speak to out in the bar. Macintosh, you as well. But as Macintosh goes, Keliak will brush his shoulder and pull him into a shadow that the light is not, or that the light is producing in the hall. And they're in this inky blackness, and you can kind of see the floor crawling, but you're not sure with what.
Make it quick. This is weird.
And it. You would think that a room like this echoes, but it doesn't. Pretty much as soon as the sound comes out of your mouth, it's like it hits a wall and dissipates. Macintosh.
Yeah.
I need you to remain calm.
Uh-huh.
I know where Baptiste is. This was not my doing. But I need you to know that the only person that will make it possible for us to save him, and I do mean save, is the Queen of Summer.
Uh-huh. And?
He is trapped in the hedge.
Get me out of this hellhole.
You should also mention you can't stab titanium. That would go poorly.
It would. If you make a move to attack the Queen of Summer, we will not get her aid.
Uh-huh.
Sean will need to roll a new character.
I don't know why you all think
What a way to go.
I don't know why you all think I'm some sort of irrational old man that doesn't have, like, I don't know, a brain.
I know. I just think that you're Macintosh. Be like, so you know where my friend is and you kidnapped him. Shank! Just tell me how to get him out.
Get me out of this spidery hellhole right now.
I wanted to tell you here so that she did not overhear. She has no idea that we have such a strong connection to Baptiste.
Uh-huh. Get me out of this spidery hellhole right now.
She just
I'm not
taps your
going to say
shoulder.
it again.
She just taps your shoulder, and all of a sudden, you just hear this big wet slop of
So good.
like gack type material, and you see the shadow dripping, and you can see the hall again.
Awesome.
So
And yes, I'll be fair, Mac. All I can picture is your whole disc gif.
So Mac doesn't go in there. He goes back to his room, or the room where he keeps all of his stuff, and he goes and finds the biggest shotgun that he can find.
Okay.
And walks out there with it and lays it on the table.
Once
As
again,
you walk out,
the squeaking glasses.
Actually, when Ian and Camilla walk out, just as the kiss disengages, and Donovan is blushing, but it's because of the heat. But you guys don't know that. You think it's just the kiss.
Are we interrupting something?
Little column A,
However-
little column B.
But by the time
Look
Matt
how
gets
fast.
out there, yeah, your cleaning glasses again. So yes. Yes, now we're all here. Good. I assume that Keliak has explained to you what I need from you to help you rescue your friends.
No, actually, it
Completely ignores the shotgun.
hasn't said a word.
Something about deal, and I'm presuming it not spiders because you don't do that sort of thing.
Oh no, we're going to make bargains. Like I did with your friend here.
I look over at Donovan. Does Donovan react to that?
I'll just be like, then I'll also reach from the top shelf and I'll like pour and I'll mix up Ian's favorite tea and just be like, "You're gonna need this." just scooch it down the bar, just like, and then I very obviously I spike it with like, very like high quality whiskey of some sort. Just be like, you're in it. It's going to be a long day. Just slide it down.
Certainly, we can start with you,
Thank you, friend.
little awakened plaything.
Immediately
A little-
down
a
the
little
entire
spark
thing of
of-
tea.
A little spark of what makes me inside of you fascinating. I think more sparks like you should be like me. Me. So here's what I want from you, darling. Pulls you in for the unconsensual kiss. The knowledge that floods your mind is you need to do more fire. She likes fire. Fire should be your favorite thing. That's it. Or
That's
heat.
it.
Fire, heat,
Heat.
burns. That includes electricity.
I was gonna say, so electricity's already involved there. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ian turns into Kyle.
Light,
Got it.
sun, radiation. Anything sun related.
Okay, so basically I got the entire, hot spectrum, radioactive and just temperature.
Anything that you can. Yeah. Well, you'll see. Yeah.
Can I not do cold at all?
That doesn't seem to be part of the bargain.
Just
That
more
does not
heat.
seem to be the catch.
Is there an actual set amount of heat that they're requiring of me?
No, just a volume.
A volume? That's
Mhm.
counting as a set amount. Like,
Sort of. It's not like a daily quotient, though.
I can burn more.
You should find out the repercussions.
Too late. The deal
Nope.
seals.
Nope.
Deal seals. And forces is now your ruling arcana. Death drops to 2, and you lose your death spells that were at rank 3. Forces bumps to 3.
I kind of had a feeling. I'm
As she
okay with
manipulates
this.
your soul.
I'm gonna, as death suddenly starts going away from me, you're gonna see that Ian's skin suddenly perks up in tone and no longer looks quite as, haggard, and looks around and is like, well, I feel a little bit more alive, but what the hell do I have this stupid coin for? And I just tossed my lead coin somewhere.
Yes, that's the main downside for you, is you're losing the rank 3 spell. I think you had 1 or 2 of them. And
Yeah.
your most powerful tool, you'll have to recreate that. You could still raise death, but that's what the cost was.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. Delicious.
Honestly, as a player, that's not a bad deal.
Delicious, she says. Looks at Camilla. Looks at Camilla's stomach. Fascinating.
And I immediately hold up my hands. I go, whoa, hold on.
Oh, I don't want it. It's just fascinating. Good luck with that.
However,
I thought my children were willful.
Good luck with that. Oh no.
now,
From a queen of the fae.
Yeah.
Ian hears this and looks over at Camilla and takes a step back. And then and takes another step back.
I believe we can sign our agreement from here. She ain't gonna kiss you. Queen of the Fae is a little nervous about your baby, just saying. Still find that away for future.
I actually just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that you're not unknowingly making.
Oh, I'm not interacting with that being at all.
Okay.
Oh.
I think, Camilla, we need
Looks
to
at
talk about the
Keliak.
baby.
What have you done, devilish?
Many, many things.
Looks you dead in the eyes, though, Camilla, and sends you a download, as it were, of what she wants from you.
And that is.
Identity. Every one of your covers from this point forward will maintain some aspect of Titania, which you don't understand how or why, but strengthens her.
Hmm.
The GM will tell you which part of your personality is Titania-ish.
Okay.
Basically, from now on, every cover deal you make is funneling something to her, and in exchange, you get a little bit of her as part of the cover.
Oh, so she's like siphoning glamour
She's
off of what I'm doing.
siphoning something from everyone you ever make a deal with the rest of your very long existence, yes.
Okay. That's Fair.
Or very short, you're a demon going to crazy lengths to fight the super gods, you know. Do you accept?
I do.
Well,
Are
the
you
deal
sure you
is-
don't want
the
to try
immediate
and
thing
make a
that
deal with
happens is-
Anyeji?
What'd you say?
Are you sure you don't want to try and make a deal with Anyeji?
I'm quite all right, darling. Good luck. You immediately feel a new effect, though, after you seal the deal, Camilla. The hot-blooded Latino side of your personality is much stronger by a factor of double.
Oh, do I
Roleplay
gain?
that as you see fit.
Do I
Ups
gain
and downs,
salsa
not just
dance?
down.
Oh, great.
You are very passionate now, yes.
Very
Very
passionate.
hot-blooded. Turns to Mac.
Mac holds up his hand. Here's my deal. You give me whatever I need to save my friends from your place, and I won't spend the rest of my life and thereafter getting whatever power I need to burn your entire reality to the ground, starting with what's in her belly and teaching it that you are the source of all of its problems.
Oh shit!
Her laughter is like summer rain. It's actually very pleasing and relaxing, surprisingly.
Don't bring my child.
But she
in
laughs
here.
right from the belly. Like, you are a comedian. You'll never be able to control that or influence that.
Don't
Poor
need to.
deluded mortal.
Just to need to direct it in the right direction.
You won't be able to, you poor deluded mortal.
I
However,
can-
if you want the hedge to tear you apart, you don't need me, I guess. Your threats mean nothing to me.
Fine.
Nor does your funny little piece of steel and wood.
Not gonna use that. That's my deal.
Then you're on your own, young man.
Fine.
Turns away from you. FYI, you will die in the hedge without her protection. You won't die in the hedge. You'll die transitioning to Arcadia, where there's a wall of warriors that sends humans to eat them for breakfast. Unless you get lucky and you think you find a way to deal with that in the hedge. Who knows? But as it stands now, Mac is doomed to die.
Cool.
What
She
about
looks at-
that?
Spoiler alert.
Yes, Keliak.
Where is it? I wrote it down. Basically, I can sacrifice the leftmost lethal health box and spend a willpower to make him.
You can't. You can only do that to yourself.
Oh.
That's self only.
Oh, when you said it, you said about bringing us to the hedge for a year and
Yeah.
not going insane.
Yeah.
It won't suffer clarity loss. You don't have clarity. That's only ever. That's only
Okay,
Kodiak.
the way you worded it when you had said it initially, it sounded like it was all of us.
No, that only works on
Okay.
yourself. Plus, even if it did work on Mac, it would only make Mac immune to his own weaknesses, which hunters don't really have a weakness because they don't really have a superpower. They have gear.
I tried, Sean.
Well,
Titania.
There is one other thing. This is just as out of character. You can lend him. Well, that would still screw
No, you can't.
because
Can't lend that. That's a contract, not a power. You can only lend powers.
well,
Titania isn't granting you powers. Titania is granting you a contract. The weird hides you from the hunters, not Keliak's power. You cannot trade things with the weird without a contract. Sean's only out is to try to find someone in the hedge, which is its own world and environment, who will make him the same deal that he doesn't super hate. So in other words, you just got a side quest. A difficult one, still a side quest. There are entire cities of Fey beings in the hedge, and they will trade you lots of things. It will probably be a harsher deal, but it won't be someone Mac hates he's making the deal with.
Fair enough.
Keliak!
As far as he's
What?
concerned, he feels like she's part of the problem and doesn't want shit from her.
Kind of is. They want to weaponize the contagion.
Right. Fuck it.
Looks at you, Keliak. We already have a bargain, dear. And I think you're ready. He pulls you in for a kiss. Flames actually cover Keliak, and you watch Keliak's face burn and melt, bubble away.
Ugh.
The spiders pour over Titania's face, biting it down to the bone. It's kind of fascinating and gross all at the same time. And for a minute, they switch faces. Face off. Sorry. And then the faces return back to normal. And yes, Keliak, before next Tuesday, you may pick your next rank of summer powers, and your summer mantle goes up to 2, and you can pick a second rank of Helios power tree.
In a weird thing.
By second rank, I mean instead of a lesser like you have now, you can pick one of the greater royal contract from summer instead of just regular.
So in
Which I can help you with.
In a strange thing, as that whole entire grossness is happening, rather than looking interested, Ian looks a little grossed. That's new.
Good luck, darlings. I wish you all the best of luck, except for you. Points at Camilla's belly. Twiddles her fingers at you.
Toodles.
And like a warm summer breeze, she's gone. As the air wafts through the room.
I like her.
Don't say that.
Oh, Donovan, the drink wasn't the only thing that warmed me up. Well, thank you.
So, who got screwed in their bargain?
Everyone.
Well, at least I know I'm going to be warm. Make a little flame ball just in my hand for no reason.
FYI, out of character, I don't expect ever to try to make this work because it's a wig. But what you do notice immediately is when Keliak says everyone, as she has red highlights on her hair now. Fire red. The whole thing.
Oh, dang.
Like, not a natural red highlight. Got fireball.
It's pretty good,
red.
actually.
It probably does look really cool, like fireballs turning into white ice, yes. Or little flames, I mean. As the summer begins to become equal to and potentially ascendant to the winter eventually.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh no, you'd have to accept stage 3 because you're equal now.
Shoot.
And or start burning XP on winter to re-increase that.
I forgot to ask her about spring. Can we say that I did? Well, she'll take my calls now, so.
Right. Plus, part of the bargain was she's going to protect you. You figure you'll probably get, minor spoiler, you'll probably get some kind of elemental or familiar manifest in the hedge follow you around. You could use to communicate with her. Kind of fire imp or something, who knows. So yes, that seems like the perfect place to pause until next week.
Gasp.
Great.
Yeah, no cliffhanger this time where someone's getting arrested or shot or eaten by dinosaurs.
Just us about
I feel like I let myself down.
You could just make something up and deal with it next time.
I did say Mac's doomed to die. I guess that counts.
That's a pretty grim forecast right there.
After making the contract and after she leaves, you can physically see a hand move out of Camilla's stomach.
Gross.
See the tiny hand.
There's a little tiny hand.
Oh god, it's going to be born in the hedge, isn't it?
That sounds alright.
Also, out of character, Mac that's how Hunter's like, I'm gonna die anyways, I don't care. He plays the type whether he knows it or not. The Vigil does not compromise. Well, that's as far as we can stretch the quarantine for this week, audience. As our night horrors need to rest and recover, do not fear. This chronicle will carry on next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. As for other terrifying tales you can enjoy with us, Kimchi, who you've seen his lovely face all night, but not his actual lovely face, will probably be running Black Void on Thursday.
No, I
and
will.
we'll definitely be running Grim Hollow Session 1 next week. on that, and Kimchi's Grimdark Chronicles. And then on Sunday, you can catch me running Tales of Terror and Damnation as we continue our playthrough of The Lurking Silence, where no one knows what's real anymore or even can trust their own memories of Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition. On Mondays, we have Cyberpunk Red. Michelle Light and Dixie Cyanide, come check it out. It's a great show. On Wednesday, we were getting Infinity this week. Corvus Belli's Infinity. Pretty awesome game. Some hardcore far future sci-fi drama. And then on Fridays, we're beginning Scarredlands, Dracogenesis, Titan's Lament, run by Patty. Session 0 is Friday. We'll be hosting it on this channel in absence of the normal weekly Mage game, so you can check out the Session 0. Also, come check out our website for our full calendar to see everything and all the details you need for every game. It also has links to all our social media and our YouTube for past episodes you can't find on Twitch, links to our Patreon, and links to our Discord so you can come hang out and chat with all of us. Cass, let the viewers know the next show they can catch you in and other things you do outside Vorpal Tales that are fun.
And Space Lord PJs is running Infinity Session 0 tomorrow as we're creating characters using our life path system in Infinity. Yeah, and you can check them out my website, cartoon.ninja, and check out our website, vorpaltales.com, because I put a lot of hard work into that.
Hey everybody, I have been Kellyock, and now I shall be ever, once again, forever. So, I will not be in every single deliciously devious directive that Vorpal Tales has to offer. But you will see me again on Thursday for our awesome kimchi.
Wow. At Made of Kimchi, whose wonderful face has graced your guys' screen all night, we'll be seen again on Thursday to do the finale of Act 1 of Black Void. Yeah.
And I have been inhabiting the body of Devin, and you'll find me next time on Friday for Session 0 of Scarredlands.
And I am Patrick. You can find me on the internet, PattyShakes_. And I was Donovan tonight, the Kraken Beast, and I will also be on Friday, Session 0, because I'll be running it. Yes, that's right. Oh.
Oh.
Dwayne do his and I missed it?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Now for the Ride or Die viewers, it's vote time. All players can vote for any other player for any reason and get either round up their beats to the nearest XP if they have beats that have not rolled over yet, or they can replenish one free willpower. However, before deciding, Macintosh, you've refreshed all your willpower for upholding the vigil properly.
Okay.
And Kaliak, you've refreshed all of yours for getting your entire party to make Arcadian deals.
Minus
With the
one.
exception of Mac. Close enough. Okay. Starting in the normal order, who and why?
Oh, me first?
Hmm.
You know what? God. Who and why? I'm gonna go with Keliak for putting up with Mac's bullshit and enduring his rage. I'm just get me out of here.
That was amazing. Yeah, Keliak, its heart is beginning to thaw.
That's unpleasant.
Maybe. How strange.
Gross.
I am going to have to give it right back because of that firm. Tony's like, you're gonna die, whatevs, and you're like, yeah, whatevs. I don't care. I don't need you, Queen of Summer.
I don't even care.
I'll go to jail. Cool.
I am curious what she would have offered him, though.
I am also gonna jump on the Macintosh party train.
Yay.
I mean, mainly just for sticking to your character, like doing the character the way that Macintosh is. Being true to yourself. Don't let anyone change you.
Unless it's changing by, like literally ripping out organs, because that might happen. But yeah, I'm totally jumping on the Mac train because get me out of here. Just get me out of here. I don't care. Just get me out of here. And then Titania
Crawling
with a
up my
shotgun.
leg, I need to leave before I shoot things.
And then Titania with a shotgun.
It's great. Shotgun for a god. All right, Patty.
Well, I'm not going to ruin the clean sweep. Mac gets it as well.
Yay!
Now that you've all said that, I will answer Everett's question. I wasn't going to answer it ahead of time because then you voted for him anyways. The answer is, if you'd agreed, she simply would have said, you compromised your closest held, most deeply beloved morals. That's all I need. She would have failed the vigil by making a deal with an ultimate monster. A literal enslaver of humans.
Well, she can suck it.
I mean, you could have just ate some
Chose
white
wisely.
chocolate.
Suck it!
Sean chose death before dishonor. So, audience, you can also vote. Put it in the chat anytime between now and when our post-show reel stops running. We'll review them and assign free willpower points to anyone you vote for next week. Also, XP time. This is a new chapter, meaning you can freely spend your XP before the next session. It with me if you need to. It also means it's time to review beats, because apparently people completed some next week and I didn't realize it. Looks like Sean completed 2 of 3 of his, all but the first one. So yes, that's 3 beats for yours.
Okay. Are there those?
There's one long and one short.
Those are beats will turn into experience, I guess?
5 beats becomes 1 experience, yes.
Okay, right.
And if you go over 1 experience and have beats left, you can use one of your mini votes to get another experience by rounding up. So, since I missed his, did anyone else clear any last week? No, Patty didn't.
I did one today.
Wait, I did talk Arthurian, by the way.
Oh, you're right, you did. You can have that because of the sword. So that's 4. Cleared your aspiration board.
Well, nobody died on our missions.
Nope.
Our missions. So that was my long one, and it's been a while. So, and the last one was also Ferris plot being uncovered.
Yeah, that was solved.
All right.
Dwayne, Ever.
Dwayne?
I just named my child. That was the only one I did.
Okay. That was right on you then. What about you?
I did calculate the ones I did last week. So they're blank. I just didn't come up with new aspirations for this week.
Okay.
And both of the shorts got done.
Now that you know what your goals are going to be and what was taken from you for those of you who made deals, you can set up your new aspirations, assuming the next few sessions will be in the hedge and in an alternate dimension. So yeah, we will go over those at the beginning of the next session. You can also reset any of your long-term ones if you haven't been able to fulfill them if you'd like. And on that note, we'll leave the audience to their wonderful, sweet nightmares. And remember, praise thee rocketh, feet of 1,000 horns.
Don't do
Good
that.
night.
Don't do that. Ascending
Or
wave.
do. Whatever you want.